Okay, happy days. Sorry, I just had a quick phone call there. Welcome everyone, firstly. I am having a good time, but moving is stressful. Let me just whack the volume of this down. I know the music's not very loud, but yeah, moving is stressful, dude. Holy crap. I actually really wanted to captain today, but I just don't have the energy. I think that it was ambitious to want to do one more in the last week I'm here. So yeah, today's just about chilling out. When this is done, I'm going to continue packing boxes, so it never ends. But we're closing in on finally getting out of this crap shack and into something a little better. So, firstly, Kaisalo, Crazy Player 14, and Wormy Man. What a username! Thank you for the follows. I really appreciate it. I don't know how it works, so I'd be overestimating, but you know, the algorithm or whatever mechanism they use to kind of throw my content out there seems to be doing quite well. So I don't know how it works, but yeah, people are enjoying the games. I've also uploaded some of the classic games onto my YouTube channel from my older channel. And if anybody out there, and I'm saying this now, if anybody knows of how to take a 1080p video off of YouTube and keep it 1080p, please get in touch. Because some of the games are awesome. I watched a few of them back and they're really good. And not just because I'm in them or because I'm casting them, but they're like super close games. And the best quality I can get them uploaded in is 720, which some would argue is fine on a phone screen or on a tablet. But if you watch it on a large screen at full screen, it doesn't look very good. So yeah, here's my call to action to any of you nerds out there that know how to do that. Send me a DM, because there's some really good ones out there that I want to put up, really quick. Really good games that didn't go on forever that were like quite close. Especially some of the mystery games where we played mystery teams and stuff. But that doesn't change what we're doing today. Today is a captain's game, and it looks like the North are about to get absolutely detonated. So let's clear out the MS Paint for now. And let's do some actual spectating. GG everyone. This looks like carnage to me. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a good weekend, I'm stressed, but I'm not stressed out. It's just lots of packing your life up into boxes. It's going to be more fun unpacking them, and putting them where they need to go, and than kind of boxing your life up. But it looks like the North's goose has been cooked. The South's stone furnace and ammo belt? Oh dear. Why? Why? It's at 500%. Who chose this? Which mad lad chose this? Do you know what? It's really interesting. I get a chance to... they're like machine guns. Look at the state of that. 500% medium bugs do not mess about. It's in many ways, I get rid of stuff that I don't need. I'm giving away a lot of my stuff. I gave away my toaster the other day to a friend who needed a toaster. It's... oh Jesus, look at the speed of that. I mean, they're weak, but they're quick. This is GG for the North. Surely. There is no coming back from this. It is hard, mate. It is hard. But I'm not here to complain. This isn't a, oh, woe is me, sympathy stream. We're going to cast a good game today. And I'm hoping it's not ITYTD. We've done a few longer game formats, and it would be nice to see like an easy mode or a piece of cake, maybe? Gun turret only game. Oh no. Whose big idea was that? That sounds like nightmare fuel. But yeah, I was stuck on some chill music. Yeah, fucking hell, mate. 4 hours is a bit strong, isn't it? Let's be honest. A good game for me is like a good 2.5 to 3 hours. That's a solid run. That's when like obviously people start losing and then bases start getting smashed up. But yeah. Oh dear. We've been booted out. Never mind. And as you can see, we are by far the busiest server today, with more people to join as well. I don't think we'll stay at this. 7-hour slugfests. Oh god, they were grueling, mate. Grueling games. I've got some of them on my old YouTube channel. So yeah, you'll see some of them pop up. Let's take a look at team. I love team stats. Is it dash team? No, it's just that, right? Sorry. Oh, it looks so good. Oh, you can show more items. Ooh, it's getting stronger. It's getting bigger. This is cool. It always is, you know. Now we've got like, we've got the rocket parts being added in. Brilliant. So you get to see how many and how fast. Red belts are a bit of a meme. I mean, I'd probably take that out, but that's just a me thing. Chips, definitely. Steel and plates and all that jazz. Absolutely. What a great little screen. What a great upgrade. You know, this is a really solid introduction into our little ecosystem. You love to see it. So yeah, the time is now. It's 5 minutes past 4 o'clock Britbong time, which is 5 minutes past 5 o'clock EU time. And it is time, and I've said time far too many times already, to start our captain's game. Who will be captain? Which side will win? I think we're going to find out. I think we'll find out in time, obviously. But yeah, moving house. This is it. 7 days time, I'm out here. Well, less than 7 really. 6. And then we're staying one night in a travel lodge close by. I've got most of it moved into my garage. My new garage, sorry. So like the only thing that's left to really move is like mattress, my computer, a knife and fork and a plate, which I might just throw away or give away. I'm living like I've got nothing at the moment. It's all in boxes. It's all on the other side of London. The last thing I'm packing up is my PC. Literally, I'd rather have internet access and connection to YouTube and obviously playing some games. That does mean, however, and I do want to say, I might not have my internet installed by the time next week's captain's game rolls around. So I don't know if I'm going to be streaming next week. I want to, and if I can, I will. But I just want to put it out there for anybody wanting a next week stream. It might not happen because I've moved house and I'm still waiting for the engineers to turn up. So yeah, I've had it once before where I've moved into a new property and you don't get good speed straight away. Like they'll install a router, but you don't get solid. You don't get what you paid for right away, which sucks. So if I'm on dial-up modem, 56k, yeah, we might need to kind of pause on that, but. Yeah, we'll be back up and running in no time. This is the biggest thing I've done, I think, in about 5 or 6 years now. Pre-COVID. Pretty busy. Yeah. And you never know. There might be a house tour down the line. I don't want to dox myself, though. I don't want you nerds knowing where I actually live. I want to keep it as vague as possible, but I might have like a fire pit with Ghosty, play some guitar, do some IRL stuff. Nobody wants to see that, but I'll make it anyway. So yeah, we should be getting underway very soon. I think at the moment we're just now looking at maps and seeing what is and what isn't a viable map to play on. I love the fact that most of the more modern maps, and I don't know if this has been hard-coded in, we're seeing uranium closer and closer to main base every single time we yeah, no red belting my garden, please. The only red belt is from my barbecue to my mouth. Hey, RF Holloway. No, I'm boxing everything up. Well, actually, no. Everything has been boxed up and moved. That is big enough to move. I'm kind of on the bare basic stuff at the moment, so I'm still in London. I can officially move in on the 3rd, and I'm going to get down there for the 2nd. So we're not stressing. What I don't want to do is on the day, it's me and my missus falling out and stressing out. Like I've tried to parcel and package this up in a way where it's not dominating our lives. So I think we've done a good job at that. I think because we're not falling out, we're not arguing at all. But there are certain things that we've tried to like limit in terms of like, let's not do this 8 hours a day. Let's go out for dinner at night and, you know, just enjoy London for the last couple of days we're here. Because I'm going to be honest, lads, I don't think I'm coming back here to live anytime soon. You'd have to have a job worth hundreds of thousands, you know, for me to come back here. So, yeah. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Hopefully don't sound too stressed out. I thought I'd stick on some chill music, and we'll just get into this as per normal. It's captain's game time. The last one, for me anyway, in a shitty little tower block in North London. And the next time you hear my voice, I'll be out in the countryside, mate. I can take my dog. Oh, there's a lovely forest, mate. I'm not bragging or anything. I know you guys have probably better setups than the one I'm moving to, but there's like a forest. Like I can actually let my cat out of my actual house and let it roam around for a bit. I can let my dog run around and not worry about fucking roadmen getting in the way or those shitty little scooters, you know, running him over. And there'll be some really shit areas where I'm moving to, but that's fine. Like, here it's shit everywhere. Behind my front door is the most peaceful part of London. The moment my front door opens, it's it's fucking nightmare fuel at times. So anyway, piece of cake. I think that's a decent alternative. We've been playing lots of ITYTD, and as much as I love those games, oh dear, here we go. The votes are coming in. Model box going for fast and fun. I'm gonna try and be an influencer. Oh, mate, I've had in the hallway to the entrance of my block, we've had a double stabbing, no murder, but like, you know, violent attack. We've had the drug operation. I don't even know what you call it, like a laboratory or something. They were making drugs one floor below me. Harder difficulty. It would be cool to see normal, you know, like normal and easy, just to see the change ups, because you can spam science in those. But yeah, we've had some pretty grim events here, as well as not far from here. There was that fucking idiot, that sword attack that killed a 14-year-old kid. I don't even know. Like, he must have been some nutter that just went around fucking stabbing people for no reason. I know, right? It's a good job they didn't kick my door down. It's like Breaking Bad in here, you know? But please don't tell the police, because they're not interested in me. So yeah, do you know what it is? All of that stuff, even if you're not engaged with it, even if it is at a distance, it stresses you out, man. Like, you can't tell me you can live in an environment where people are getting stabbed left, right, and centre and feel comfortable and feel happy. So yeah, the money's been good here. I've earned a decent whack. I've saved up most of it. So, yeah. The house that Meth built. But yeah, all I've been doing is saving, and that's finally come good. And yeah, I want to sit in my garden. I want to put my fire pit on. I want to put some sausages and burgers on my barbecue. And I just want to exhale, you know, we survived it, we got through. And that, do you know what, mate, that kind of like, I don't want to be preaching stuff, but like in life, you know, sometimes it's good to get a bit of perspective and just go, do you know what, it was shit back then, but we kept one foot in front of the other, we kept moving forward, kept waking up early, we kept getting to work. Hi Joshua, how's it going, mate? And we kept grinding it out, and not to our own detriment, not grinding ourselves to death, but we made it, boys. We made it out. And the next chapter is something that I am very much looking forward to. So yeah, I'm not going to go and bang on too much about it. It's just the only thing that's happening at the moment. I've been unemployed now for 3 weeks, and I am losing my fucking mind. I actually went down and had not a day, obviously drink responsibly, but I had a drinking day a couple of days ago, and that was terrible, mate. I sat in a pub middle of the day, and I was like, right, we're having pints. And I was like, I can imagine this is dangerous. It's a slippery slope to fall down. Then we can stack. So yeah, enough of that. just alone in a pub. I had a few friends pop in, mate, but I just thought, I've never done this before. I'm not really big on... I don't mind a few beers watching rugby or sports, but I just thought, I wonder what it's like to be that guy that just sits in a pub all day and just... Yeah, it's only a Wetherspoon, so it's not exactly expensive, and I wasn't spending tons of money. Like, when I say I had drinks all day, I probably had about 5 pints in total. But still, it felt weird, mate. It was like... It was like the world was passing me by. I was just stood still, sat on my little chair in the corner of a pub, and everything was just hustle and bustle and moving around. And yeah, man, like, when I get old, I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be the old man in a pub. Definitely not. No, I want to be as active as I can be until life stops me from being that. So I'm going to take my dog out as much as possible. Rip Eagle 34. I hope so, mate. I saw somebody post, and look at the state of that. Look at how huge that is. All right, let's just break this one down. In this egregiously large copper patch, this mixed patch, sorry, we have 6 million copper, 1.2 million stone. Iron is, because obviously it's mixed, so it's hard to get a good read, but the largest iron patch is 5.6 million. You'd be remiss not to use something like this, right? Look at it. It's huge. And this one above us as well, huge. Coal is massive. Iron's huge. Copper is 4 million, mate. And I did see in the Discord as well that we did have a couple of people coming up with ideas as to how you break this down. We've yet to come into seeing it's El Clasico. The Soldier on the south, Enkling on the north. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning for Enkling, but he doesn't give a shit. He's here for a win. Yeah, this is the classic matchup. The two greats, really. El Clasico, yeah. But yeah, looking into main, we have 1.5 mil and another 1.1 mil iron. Copper is very healthy, over 1 million. Stone is 0.5 mil, and coal is 1.1 million. So yeah, more than enough abundance of resources here in both sides of the map. Outside of that, uranium's not too far away from the main base, and we've got another really nice, generous patch here to the west. Carl is first pick for the Soldier. Runeborgler up north. Okay, outposters are being... okay. Going for outposters first. Now, where would I put an outpost? It's got to be out here, right? I mean, when we'll go through this, I mean, obviously you guys know because we talk about this every week, but to build a rocket outpost, you need a lot of copper. You need a lot of everything, but copper is kind of the number one thing you need lots of. And out here, if you were to stitch these patches up to the east, you could, if you wanted to, build a rocket outpost out here. Coincidentally, to the west, yes, you have some large copper patches, and yes, they are a lot, but they're kind of dispersed. Oh, actually, wait, hang on a minute. You could, theory, build one out here? No, I don't think it's equal, is it? What do you guys think? Is that enough copper out on the west to force somebody to come out here? Or is the east just looking a little bit juicier? Yeah, I like the east actually. I'm gonna hedge my bets and say, if one of these, let me get my MS Paint tools out, because this is the last time you guys are gonna see this for a while. You either build an outpost here or here. Now, obviously, a lot of you going, well, no shit, Sherlock. Where else are you gonna build an outpost? But I don't know, man. I'm taking bets. I think it's gonna be here. Now, one of them might be stream sniping me, and one of them might go, fuck you, Ghosty, we're going west. Fair enough. But there appears to be a lot more rocket-based resources in this area, as well as the uranium patch. So if you wanted to fuel a rocket base, and maybe even send that power back to main base, you could potentially build your nuke out here too. Yeah, exactly. And think about this. How much room they have to build their mixes. Because obviously, as we know, the mix builds are like columns that we slap down, right? So look at how much dead space there is. Like, for instance, just down here, you could put like 15, 20 of them next to each other. Or stack them vertically and just have them like up here somewhere, you know, churning out rocket parts. There's not a lot of water bodies out here which would get in the way, and all you'd really be doing is like paving over coal, for instance. You know, it's not a big deal to do that. So I like this. I like this. This is a nice map. And again, main. So I'm just going to sneeze. Again, in main. Sorry. We do have a couple of water bodies that you can build your defenses around. Some really nice oil close by as well. Jeez. This could be quite a quick game. In terms of people not... Oh, fucking hell. Mate, there's oil right next door to get you started. Mate, this is a really comfortable setup for both teams. Oil, uranium, very close. Huge mix patch. Somebody has to take advantage of this. If you're listening and you're getting into a team, ask your captain if they have any plans for this. And if the answer is no, come out here and smelt this. If you have nothing better to do, and if you're not part of your captain's main kind of building plans. Rune is going for rocket or yellow. Carl's saying yellow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. We have some plans are afoot already. Coalworks is back. Okay. I haven't seen Coalworks in a while. Arctic Cherosian. Alright. I'm not going to say that at speed because I'll just show myself out. But as you can tell, at the beginning of the game, we have some of the more senior and serious players being picked. It appears to me like the North have... The South have decent threat farmers that have been picked early. So Zero Sun has been identified early on as probably our main threat farmer for the South. Arctic Ocean. Alright. Yeah, interesting name. Cherosian. Arktisch. It's got to be Deutsch, yeah? Arktisch. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna... It's been a long day, boys. Fordecker, the North to me seems like they're getting their outposters in early. Ford's been picked. I don't know why Muddlebock's been picked. Neuro, Brox, Q-Crat, Enkling. I think Runebogler was up north as well. I think. Might be wrong. He's left real quick. Probably to start his stream up. The South have Blitzy, so the South have won. Alright guys, it was a nice stream. It's good to see you all here. But they have the best player in the server. Blitzy is just going to win them the game. Carl, Eagle, Teo, the Soldier. Hydra's on... Oh, mate, Hydra's in. Isn't it like 7 o'clock in the morning in Australia or something? I might be wrong about that, but... Yeah, this is a really, really solid game so far. And we still have quite a lot of people to still pick from too. And again, I don't know what that means. Bot. That's the only bit that I can read. So what do we... Let's theory craft this real quick. Because the opening, as you guys know, the opening of these games are normally... Oh no, but we've got Blitzy and Meeps on north and Blitzy's on south. I don't know who I need to root for. So I'll stay neutral. Stay neutral and support both of you. But have a good game, man. Have a good game. And obviously don't disclose too much of your plans. The Cake is a Lie has joined us. But yeah, we'll pop in for both of you actually. We'll try and check in on both of your kind of progress and see what you're up to during the game. But yeah, I like the North's outposting setup is horrific, and that's in a good way. It's pretty disgusting that they've managed to get a lot of really strong picks. We saw last week Open Drain. How do I put this diplomatically? He appeared to be slightly rusty. Open Drain typically has been... South is always rigged. Open Drain has typically been a bit of a problem when you play against him, and he seemed a little bit off the pace last week. So maybe he's just lacking some recent gameplay compared to how it used to be. But 18 on 17 is a great start. 20 on 20 is ideal. Running in the 90s versus I'm useless but not for long. The future is coming on. Great lyrics. Okay, so more people will be picked, but I'll just call out... Actually, we'll call the teams out when the game starts, so that way we get a good read of who's in and who's not, because we still have a couple of people to come through. And I'm sure more will join us along the way. There are a few names here that are missing out, probably because they're having some lunch or some dinner, or maybe even waking up. You got to remember, guys, this is a game of Biter Battles where people from all over the world play each other. Some win, some lose, but we all have fun, right? We all have fun to a certain degree. Alright. 18 or 17. Any standout names here? Coleworks I want to keep an eye on. I remember him being a very strong player. Obviously Ford and Jason and Joshua and Just Bob and Ragnarok and me, Muddlebox. We need to keep an eye on Muddlebox because he is a science goblin. Absolute science goblin. I don't know why they picked him early compared to other picks. But we love you, Muddlebox. We're not haters. We're supporters of everyone in the game. Ling obviously being captain. Nura strong. Open Drain could be strong. Bit of a wild card here. Like I want to keep tabs on Open Drain for sure. Outstanding, yeah, very strong outposter with procs, Q-Craft. I'm making a prediction now. North's main will not be very populous. I think they're sending people out to threat farm. I think Ling's idea here will be go out, do what you need to do as an outposter, leave me in main with like 4 or 5 people, but everybody else split early. Get your outpost up and running, because you could have potentially 3 outposts here, depending on like 1 power outpost, 1 laser, 1 rocket, or 2 rockets. You have enough people here to do that for sure, and at speed as well. You know, so North's main might be slightly anemic, but we're on the understanding that they will hit the rocket early. South, let's take a look at who they have and who they don't have. They have the beginnings, so Carl and Hydrochronics and Pos. If they choose to use him, could be a really strong outposter, but with Whittle as well. It's interesting Dr. Claw isn't here, because he'd normally be on this South team with these guys. Califer Bop as well. So you have like an outposting team of like 4 in the South, maybe 5? Send Carl, Califer, Pozil, Red Wraith maybe, and then Zero Sun threat farming. Yeah, this is kind of cool. Like, I think we're going to see 2 very different things. Portica Inkling wanted me to do an additional rocket, I think. Aha, yeah, so there we go. I've just theorized that the North are going to have multiple outposters. And there we go, I think. Unless that's bait, New yellow mixers. Ooh, are we looking at a spam from South? I'll when the game starts, I'll change the music up as well. Interesting so far. It looks to me like we've got 1 outpost on the South, and then the potential to spam the North. The North are aiming for multiple rockets. They could be caught short here if spam happens early enough. And let me just remind the guys too. Yeah, mate, it's all good. Thank you. It's the last time I'm going to be doing this before I move, so this will be. Yeah, I was saying earlier I might not stream next week because I might not have the internet. That's literally the only change. But yeah, it's good to be here, man. This is going to be a good game. It's going to be a very good game. Now, would I want to be on a Souther team? So my estimation is South are going to people reconnect. It won't be 15-18. South have 1 outpost, and main will be strong with some spam. I think this is just me spitballing ideas here. The North are going double rocket, and they can, but they might be caught out by yellow spam. And this is horrendous. Like, somebody needs to tame this beast. 6 million iron here. This is a nightmare. How much copper here? 5 million copper. If you can extrude it, obviously. If you can extract the potential from this. Oh, you're looking at an easy win. Like, even smaller patches like this give you something. You can make military science or even military spam off of something like this. Something small. Yeah, we just wait for the games to start, and then we'll get through kind of what is, what isn't. and everything in between. I'm going to take this time really quickly to go and fill up my water bottle because it's getting hot today. So yeah, remember to hydrate. Remember to stretch every now and again. These games go on for a while, but they don't go on forever. We're looking at about a 2.5 to 3 hour game with a piece of cake set up. Maybe slightly longer, but I can't imagine much more than that. So yeah, I'm going to go and grab a drink. I'm sure the teams at the moment are just kind of hashing out ideas and kind of what strategies they want to employ. So this is a perfect time to take a quick 60-second break. So back in a minute. Cool. So a delight to see him stream. Soon I will be free to stream more. I've got some ideas actually. So I'm going to start playing in more normal games. Okay, let's see where we're pings. Pings, oh, I did say it. Out to the east. And the south player base has rebounded up to 17, so I can imagine we end up as about 20 on 20, in the early to mid game. Quite a healthy amount of players. But in games of old, I would have started this by now. Threat farming, boom. I'm from Buenos Aires, and I say kill them all. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. You're up against Zero Sun, so yeah, there's a couple of little threat farming. It looks easy, and it is to begin with. But I think that as time goes, oh yeah, I remember somebody said, yeah, definitely. We'll keep the stream up and have a look at that. The new UI map. No, let's do it. Yeah, I've got time, mate. I've got time to do it. The key meep to threat farming properly is to make sure that you leave main well equipped to handcraft. Now, I might be giving away a little bit of the insider knowledge here, but you won't have grenades to begin with, right? But if you were to grab a few hundred coal, and if you can, don't deprive your team of all the iron plates, but if you can, I would look at an iron patch somewhere near the bugs, up here, and I would stick a couple of smelters down to make yourself some iron plates. And you can do the same if there's like a little coal patch. Say, for instance, up here, right? A couple of miners, a couple of stone furnaces, and that can get you going. Because what you can do then is you're not running all the way back to base, wasting time. And you can, when grenades finally get unlocked, you can stick a little building down and a tiny little power setup to make your grenades. That's the key to threat farming, is to always be threat farming, which is kind of obvious if you think of it. But, the reloading is where people get burnt. They'll come back to main to grab a load of stuff. And all of a sudden, I do this, and I'm going to be honest, it's quite an easy thing to spot. When I watch a threat farmer walk away from their area, so we see the AI generated numbers, and I love these, by the way. This is getting really cool, how all the little implementations have happened into the server. Good luck, everyone. Let me just type in have fun, good luck. Yeah, if I see somebody walking away from their threat farm, and this is where fish and scouting and it's not as simple as it looks. At the bare minimum, you are taking a gun up to the bugs and you're shooting them, and that's kind of cool. That's fine. But we see a lot of people breaking to the right here, breaking to the east. Interesting. And here we go. The second round of picking is happening now, and we're up to a healthy level of 20 on 21. Yeah. So leaving main at the right time. making sure that you have all of the stuff ready to transition away from just shooting them into grenades. And then beyond that, it's trying to find a water body that's close enough. For instance, like here, and here, that can provide you the fish that you need to continue on. At the beginning, the bugs don't do any damage to you, but if I saw somebody threat farming and then they go back, I'm throwing any science I have at them just to push the number up even a tiny little bit. I want them burning more of their resources than I'm burning my resources, because at the end of the day, they're going to run out quicker than me. So yeah, there's little mind games that go on, and and also it kind of sucks when you know that there's somebody on the other team that is watching you like a hawk and waiting for you to make a mistake so that they can punish you for making that mistake. Just you. If I'm on north and Zero Sun's on south, we're in a boxing match here. It's not as simple as just go off and do what you want. If I watch you make a mistake, I'm going to punish that mistake by sending. I mean, I can handcraft. Let's say, for instance, at the beginning of the game. And again, I don't talk that often about threat farming because I don't like giving away what I do, because then people start doing it and it sucks because then I have to come up with another way of doing it. But don't worry, there are multiple ways to play this. At the beginning of the game, craft firearms magazines, craft a submachine gun, and craft yourself light armor, right? Don't take all of the resources out of main, but some of these are yours. You deserve to have some plates that are being generated, because some of the miners you stick down will be yours as well. Craft everything you need and more. So make sure you have spare plates, craft like 200 firearms mags, craft some of the submachine guns, and grab some copper as well, right? Handcraft a few hundred of these whilst you threat farm. I can't believe nobody does this. Like, I don't know if any of you guys have watched some of the older games that I play in. You'll see me do this every time, and not a single person has picked up on this. If you can, head over here, set down a load of stuff that can help make you things like, bricks and copper plates, etc. And maybe, just an idea here, craft a few hundred green signs. By the time you hit the 30-minute mark, the 40-minute mark, you could have a few hundred of these. And I know we're on piece of cake, but there's no bigger middle finger to the other threat farmer than the other threat farmer sending science, because he's not going to be thinking like this. He's going to be thinking, my gun needs to be full of bullets and the bugs need to be dead. All of a sudden, the evolution jumps from 0 to 9%. Mate, he's having a bad time. He can't stick around too long because he doesn't have grenades yet, right? Come back to your mining setup. You come back to your plates. You grab a load more. You handcraft again. Maybe even at this point, you're at military signs, right? So you can start putting the small little building setup around here, like 1 or 2 assemblers making military signs. Keep handcrafting green, keep handcrafting red, and you force them out of what they want to do. So, yeah, I don't know if I'm happy about telling everybody about this, but it's about time I kind of explained how I win games, and it's about making their threat farm incredibly uncomfortable. And we can see now already, look, there's a small send that's happened. Tiny send. Martin78 decided to grab 9 jugs and just changed the dial. Alright, they still die to bullets, fair enough, the bugs. And I wouldn't take science and throw it out of your main, labs and stuff. You need to research. But you as an individual can build and make and throw. Depending on whether your captain wants that to happen or not is a different issue. So the soldier might say, hey guys, we're not throwing. Anything you make, stick it in labs, we need it. But yeah, if that ends up at 5% in the first 10 minutes, that's bad for the South. Really bad for the South. Because it takes an extra bullet or two. Here we go. The man, the myth, the legend. Meep Luke is about to kill Zero Sun off by implementing the OG Ghosty Ministry of Defense 101 strategy. We'll keep tabs on you, mate. No pressure anyway. The thing is, it's a science. It doesn't happen straight away, and it's not the kind of thing that you can kind of get right in game 1. Oh dear, we have a death already. RIP Jason Gross. On the north goes down. Bordecker's out here with Joshua. That's an interesting setup. This potentially could be a support base, or maybe even a laser base, actually. The South haven't really prioritized anything heading out to the west. Max has got something going on. Potentially could be a threat farmer as well with Zero Sun. Blitzy's pulling power from main to the threat farmers. Pozil is heading out with Gabriel and Hydra. And this 3-person setup might be the beginnings of the outpost. It's interesting that North's outposts haven't moved out yet. Or at least the initial people I would have assumed to move out would be like Rune, maybe Razgriz, maybe Kawaii Pearltails. Okay. As is traditional, and sorry I meandered a little bit there talking about threat farming. As is traditional, you start off by needing to hand feed burner mining drills with coal, stone furnaces with coal. The miner will pass off whatever ore it's stuck onto into the furnace, which will then smelt plates, which the players can then grab out of the respective furnaces. You want to kind of automate that as soon as possible. You will need power, and power is being set up here. And these smelting lines, I think Enkling got this down to a science. I believe these smelting lines are exactly what he needs to get his base up and running to begin with. So yeah, we should see a transition away from this burner city setup of electric miners, then belting the respective ore over to the smelting lines spitting out plates, and then those plates being assembled into items, which will then give us the beginnings of, the very skeleton of our base. Meanwhile, we can see here on the south, they've opted for a much more vertical smelting setup, and the initial set of No, we're not getting negative here. We're going to stay positive. Would it not make sense? Okay, wait, bear with me a second. Can I... this might just be a... Would it not be easier to stick the miners here? So that the belt comes down this way, and then you can stick another set of miners here. I mean... Am I being a jumbo dumbo here, or am I... It doesn't matter either way. I've been playing this game way too long. And you know what? It's time I started playing again. It has been a while. I took a break. And I feel like people have forgotten how dominant I was when I was playing. I know I keep talking about, oh, I'm a legend, oh, stay humble, but like, I won games, boys, and we turned games as well. In fact, oh, that's what I can do. That's just reminded me of something. I had a project in the works. Bear with me on this, because I don't think this is... I'm not making content like... oh yeah, like, subscribe and all that jazz, but I recorded a game where I kind of came into one that was kind of over and we won it. So we kind of flipped the game completely on its head. And I've got all of the voice comms and all of the call outs and all of the strategies, and I might make that into a little video of like, this is what you can do if you get people involved, get people connected, and have a bit of an idea, have a bit of ambition about what you can achieve in the short space of time that you have, that window of opportunity before the overwhelming win on the other side kicks in. Yeah, I'm going to make that. Because if you never know, there could be some new Bite Battles player that gets into games and keeps getting their ass handed to them. Some guy like, it's Marky time. He just joins, and every time he joins, the game's over and he hates it. And it's like, well, what can I do? How can I win when every single member of the other team is stacked and I've got a load of new players on my team? Because I tell you what, that was a very impressive win. I remember saying at the end of the game, like, we had probably about a 5% win chance, realistically. Like, Runebogler and all of his guys already had an outpost up and running. We weren't even at military science, and they were at like blue, ready to move to purple. And with a couple of wingle-wangles, a couple of interesting plays, like pushing the pressure, threat farming, we managed to absorb purple spam to the point where we could get into the late game. I'm not going to spoil the ending for you, but I'm going to make that video. I've got the recording somewhere. And it just goes to show, like, you just need to have an eye for this stuff. It looks a little bit abstract and it's a little bit all over the shop. And it's like, well, how can I have an impact? You can, trust me. But you've got to make the right play at the right time with the right people around you, right? I've said right far too many times there, which doesn't make it right. But I spotted the fact that we had some support players on our team, and fuck me, did they help me support. Like, they were absolute bangers, mate. Very happy with that. Right, let's swap the music out. I did say I was going to do this before, so let's... Oh yeah, Runebogler is also streaming as well. So if you guys want to get a player's point of view, head over to Runebogler's stream. I think he's got it in his title, in his name. Runebogler at twitchtv.com. There's a free plug. Great player, very strong player as well. So he doesn't do a lot of talking during the game, but it's because they're so locked into playing and getting the outcome that they want. Right, what music are we thinking? This is for the final London stream. kind of want to keep it chill, but I don't want it to be fucking synthwave, mate. I'm so over synthwave music for now. What's a music style we haven't had yet? Electro. Let's go electro. We've done heavy metal. No copyright. Gaming music. Electronic radio. Is this going to be terrible? Bass boosted. Oh. If this is gash, it's getting turned off quick. Okay. I don't hate it so far. Oh yeah, that's fine. It's chill. I mean, it's either this or tropical music. So they have opted for the West. This will be a rocket outpost. I'm almost certain of it. With Fodeka, Outstanding, and Joshua, with probably one more to come. Oh, Ragnarok, here we go. This is Ragnarok, by the way. Say hello. Yeah, it's interesting. I don't think many people have put too much stock from the south into the west. There's some redeemable qualities, like there's a ton of oil out here, and there is a lot of copper, but I don't think there's as much as moving out here to the east. And just as I expected, yeah, Caliphate, Hydra, Podzilga, Gabriel, out to the west. Apologies if I just butchered your name. Also, if the music's a bit too loud, let me know. Each playlist is different, and it's balanced differently. And Blitzy goes down. Oh no, press F to pay respects. Good night, sweet prince. Hey man, when you get knocked down, get back up. You'll be back here before you know it, cracking on. And meet Luke, rat farming like an absolute gangster with the shotgun. Okay, I like it. Something different, but very good at killing off these worms. I would avoid at the beginning of the game killing off any of the spawners. You kind of want them to keep spawning stuff because then it's easier for you to kill the boss. And already is doing a better job in the souths. Oh dude, Caliphate just raided your body, man. That's not allowed, that's not cool. But yeah, you're already doing a really bang up job, Meat Luke, because you on your own are driving the number into the -300, whereas the south are managing with, I think they have more people to threat farm, we're only at 160, so they'll take off. But now for the initial start, that's really strong. Holy shit, meanwhile the south, we're 13 minutes in. When did this happen? I've been talking about myself far too much already. It's only 13 minutes in about how great of a threat farmer, and I've missed out the fact that the south have absolutely slammed this open game. Look at this. They already have the beginnings of their production. Meanwhile in the north, they're getting there, but they're not that quick. Or not as quick. So yeah, potentially that's a really strong start from the south. Again, starting strong doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to finish strong, but it's good to get a little bit of an ambitious start. You want to sprint off the line and try and maintain that speed at all costs. And is Carl now a main base player? Like, is Carl no longer an outposter? Well, I've always known Carl. Sorry, bad manners. I've always known Carl to be an outposter. The fact that he's now committing to playing main base is ridiculous. Carl's like one of the strongest outposters in the game, and Carl wins games as well. So yeah, happy with that, happy with what I see there. Obviously they'll get the rest of their smelting lines knocked out. I would hope, and I always say this every week and it doesn't happen, but I would hope that somebody is being wall-minded. Somebody's out there thinking, right, how do we get our walls built? A little bit of sushi smelting from Neuro. I wonder what he's going for here. A little bit of a mix of everything, although has he just got copper and any stone coming in? Yeah, a little bit of stone's coming in. We may have some brick smelting as well. I swear, Neuro's played this game so much that he's just kind of inventing new things as we go along. Every week it's different. Every week it's ugly, but it's new and it's innovation, and you can't go against it. He's creating stuff. So yeah, we're up and running. As I say, as always, to any new players, welcome. My name's Ghosty. I am spectating this game, which is called Bite Battles. We're 50 minutes into a live game. If you want to join us and play this, you can. You're more than welcome to. In fact, join us, and I'll show you how to do that right now. I'll quickly just quit out of this game. If you want to find us, we are the most populous server in the game. And if you type into the search bar, which is just up on here on the right, Bite Battles, you'll find us here. At the moment, we have 52 people in the server, which is more than double the next most popular, with more to come. Click on that, click join. You don't need mods, you just need a running, working copy of Factorial. Nothing special here at all. Once you're in, you'll be asked if you want to join a team. Do you want to be a player? See that in caps lock, player. Never mind, I don't want to play. I'm not going to play today. We're just going to spectate. But yeah, this is something you can join. And if you're new or newer to the game, you don't necessarily have to be the best in the world at the game. Zero Sun bombed himself, it looks like. No, oh yeah, he's got grenades. Meat Luke, I think you're winning the opening threat farming, mate. I'm not just saying that to pump your tires up. You're at minus 560, they're at minus 318, and their threat farmer is dead now. You have a window here where he has to reload and go back in. Doesn't matter, man. It's all about mentally keep it going. Sorry, I don't want to direct people to... I don't want to direct people and go like, oh, join my stream, it's going to be sick. But, you know, we are talking about all the different bits and pieces. So, yeah, Red Wraith is going to set up what I believe to be the beginning of a Defender setup. We do have, obviously, the smelting lines are popping up really fast. And again, yeah, we've got the beginnings of green signs. We will easily automate red as well. Threat farming with Defenders. You know what? I found an even better way of threat farming. But I'm not willing to relinquish that information until I captain a game and then I start winning, because there's something within this menu that we never use. And there is something in this menu that is incredibly strong if, and again, if you can get it up and running. But so far, Meat Luke's doing a great job. He is running between his little outpost, grabbing plates, and then just handcrafting either, I think he's using a shotgun, so he'll be on this most basic shotgun. Later you can have combat shotguns which fire a little bit quicker. And yeah, let's take a look at the research as well, because the South have got Military 2 locked in, and everybody's done some of the most basic stuff. So obviously you need gates, you need fast inserters, you need automation. Heavy armor is a great thing to have for your threat farmers, and they're going for some shooting upgrades, advanced material progressing, and stronger explosives. Yeah, so already we can see a little bit of adaptation. Meep's sticking down some steel, we love to see it. And yeah, you are 1v3, mate, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be better than you. Ichani, how you doing, mate? How are you today? How are you this weekend? How's your week been, mate? It's good to have you with us. We're watching a frighteningly quick game for the South. They have got this up and running very quick, and it feels like Carl has mastered how to play main base. Muddlebox was an early pick for the North. I would have prioritized somebody else, but it's okay. Muddlebox isn't a bad player. But yeah, they are slightly slower, aren't they, up here, creating their initial kind of smelting. But I don't know if Carl's just been... Oh, let's go. 2 weeks vacation, mate. Be careful. Be very careful. I've had 3 weeks like waiting to move into my house where I've had no job. And every day I don't know what to do. I am literally lost. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. So yeah, try and fill it with stuff. But yeah, congrats, man. That 2 weeks holiday, man. Hard-earned holiday. It's gonna happen soon. I know. I'm so excited, man. 7 more days. I don't think I'm gonna have... I want to hope that I have the internet so that I can stream when I get in, so I don't have to like wait another week. But I might not pop up next week for the captain's game because I just don't have a connection. I've got an engineer coming, but I don't know if it's going to be like tight or not. So if I appear next week for a stream, I've been very, very lucky that the engineer came and kind of did it quick, and it doesn't take long to get up and running. So yeah, it's exciting times, man. Really exciting times. So let's take a look. So the South have opted to base up their initial threat farming, which is fine. You have time for that. My question to Meatblue is, shooting them is great, and you're doing a great job of shooting them. Are you handcrafting signs in your own inventory? And if you are, is it green? Because if you can handcraft green, even if it's just 100, even if it's like 200, trust me, mate, the South will not be impressed with that at all. Now, it won't kill them off, and I'm not trying to tell you how to play, but just saying, if you have nothing crafting in your inventory right now, other than maybe a couple grenades, I mean, what else you can use the resources for? They just sit in your inventory. You need bullets, obviously, and you'll need, you know, some stuff. But if you can have a couple of these spicy green jugs ready to go, you might be able to push the pressure so much that this base gets attacked early on. You know, imagine if the threat farming outpost gets killed off before the threat farmers start threat farming. Wild suggestion, I know, but yeah, it looks like we got 2 here. Max as well. Anybody else out here? No, everything's happening to the east. Eagles setting up a base of some sorts. Blitzy, Califer, and Whittle. Just trying to think. This is our rocket outpost for the north. Or were they talking about yellow spam? I can't remember. Somebody at the beginning of the game talked about whether this will be spam or not. I don't think Rune's going for a rocket. I think Outstanding's going for the rocket. These guys. It's a mix. It must be a mix. Why has my music died? One sec. No, I'm not buying your shitty computers. There we go. Right, sorry, music's back on. My thinking here, right? Okay, let me just zoom out for the north real quick. Let's get some drawing on. So, I'm led to believe that this is a rocket. This is spam. This is nuke, I think, maybe. Let me just have a think about this. So, yeah. And then I don't know what this is. Maybe threat farm? Or maybe this is like a supplementary base for the yellow spam? On the south, threat farm, not exactly sure. Rocket, right? And then I don't know what this is. I don't know what this does. It might be a laser outpost that will slowly stick into view, but I don't know, like, you've been told pushing to 25% is bad because if you want to get rid of them doing this now, as long as your captain is okay with it. If players are telling you it's a bad idea, that's one thing. If your captain is saying no, then I would, because it's a captain's game, I wouldn't. But if it's just random players telling you not to send, it's up to you whether you send or not. You know, you've got to remember there's one person's like design here, which is for you it'll be Enkling. I don't agree. I think that pushing the issue early forces them to again use more resources. This is a tiny little base. There's no way they can manufacture enough grenades, manufacture enough bullets to stop you from doing what you need to do. But again, it's all about plans. I think that cards on the table, and I've been open about this for a year now, maybe even a bit more. I think these games are far too passive. Oh, my doorbell's going. 1 second. Excellent. That's the last time I take a package from my neighbour. I swear they do it. They know I'm in. So they must be like, do you know what? We'll go to the pub and just let him take it. Anyway, right, enough of that. That was really heavy as well, man. Why are you ordering heavy shit? In a block of flats, having them carry it all up. I don't know. Anyway, so I think that games aren't aggressive enough. It's my understanding, my belief. I've done the maths. I think that being aggressive at the beginning of the game helps your team. It doesn't hurt your team. People are far too precious about losing things or making other teams feel uncomfortable. I think that anybody that's played any sport, it doesn't have to be some like boxing or like kickboxing, like badminton. You're there to make their game plan feel uncomfortable and unnatural. You're there to play shots to their backhand where they're not very strong. If they're really tall, you play them close to the net because they can't get underneath the shuttlecock too fast. If they're really short, you play them to the back of the court so they can't jump smash you. In rugby, if you're really big, you fucking run people over, yeah? You use your advantages as best you can. And I feel like there are games where there's this tacit acceptance that we're just going to get to the end game. That's it. It's like, all right, well, they're going to get to a rocket and we're going to get to a rocket and there's nothing we can do about it. And I'm here to tell you there absolutely is. You need to pressure them at all times. You cannot. I get the feeling that there's a set of players that have never had a difficult game where you're getting smashed to pieces all the time and then you're having to rebuild it and then you're going to have to... Oh, nice. Are they okay with you sending? Because I think you're doing a good job here, mate. Sending benefits you, 100%. So unless Enkling is the one telling you not to send, then you do what you want, mate. You know, trust me, I do this all the time. Good stuff, you asked him, as long as he's happy with it. I get what you mean, 99. However, at the beginning of the game, you don't have access to that much production. So, yeah, you can throw grenades at them when they're like 4%. But if these all of a sudden turn to like 9 to 12%, again, this is the second death. We're 28 minutes into a game, our threat farmer has died twice, right? All of a sudden, the numbers go up, threat starts to climb to positive, and this tiny little base, and this is very small to begin with, has like a box of 20 or 30 grenades in it, you're not going to survive. You know, and what you're doing as well is you're forcing the issue over here and over here. I'm not saying that we need to send so much signs that we go positive, but having a distinctive gap in evolution means that your life is easier than theirs. They're spending more of their time, energy, and also you've got to think emotional energy. You know, we all start off at the beginning of a game with 100% commitment to the game. When you've been threat farming for 2 hours and your evolution is 4 times that of the other team, I know, but they don't have defenders yet. They won't have the research for it. That's deeper into the queue. So they're going for, strong explosives, plastics. There's just a great... You'll see, if Meep decides to do it, and it takes a while to build as well, you'll see the difference. It's stressful when you're later in the game, when you're dealing with like 70% bugs, the enemy have like 20%. You start cursing people out, because you're like, why didn't we send earlier? Why didn't we... A little bit of blue that's just sat on the line, why didn't we scoop 100 of that up and send it? Because, alright, Meep Luke sends 300 green now. And then how about in another 30 minutes he throws another 300? That's one player having a huge impact on the game in a negative sense for the other team. Farming on my game for 3 weeks now. Oh man. Well, I'm soon to be moved into my new place, so things are going to get back to normal very soon. At the moment it's my gaming chair, my PC, my table, my fridge, and my mattress, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is gone. I've got one set of clothes, and I'll be here till next week, and then I'm gone. I'm out for good. But yeah, you know, little things like getting them so strong that they can run down stuff like this. You know, we all know that after about the 30-minute mark, gun turrets become useless. Really, you can build a few of them to begin with, but ultimately they're not going to survive the long term. So yeah. Nice. So the north have kind of slowly but surely increased their production. They've got their science down and their labs down. how we transition from here. So the way I look at the game is that you're in the early game when you have red and green signs locked in. And here we do. We absolutely do. We have it constantly producing. We have all the relevant resources to make this happen. Boxing up copper is not a great shout because you're denying it from this line, meaning down the line you're going to deprive your assembly machines of it, but I'm sure there's a plan for this. Slight worry there, but I mean some of it's making it to the end of the line, I guess. But this I don't know what the play is here for. I'm sure Carl's got it all worked out. But yeah, the south players also have a few more people in this base as well. It seems like they've got more manpower or person power to deal with it. And we have mass grenade production now as well. Yeah, decent. Very decent. Meanwhile, in the outposts, Grimboggler has... I wonder if they're going to go for science out here. We have seen that with a couple of the games, where the outposts will help with red, green, blue, and then they'll transition themselves to purple and yellow and carry on the end of the research queue. I do like the size of the power block out here. That's lovely. And do you know what, Meep? Considering there's 3 of them threat farming on the south, there's only 500 difference. Less than that, 400 difference. So you got to think of it like that, mate. You know, you're doing a good job. You're staying in the fight, mate. Sometimes all you got to do is stay in the fight. Space is really ticking in. Holy crap! They've already got a couple of refineries and chemical plants getting ticked into boxes. All right, Fordecker and Joshua. I like what we're seeing here. Already got some steel smelters being made. Yeah, I like this. They have smashed this. This has to be the rocket outpost, right? It's rocket here. Okay, rocket on the left, spam on the right. And all we're doing realistically is just waiting until we can get to a good level of spam. Muddlebot's queuing up some decent research. Flammable, sulfur, blue, battery. Yeah, all very standard stuff. Much time for the builders. Even waves of 2 to 3 take your mind off what you're doing and delay you. That's right. I kid you not. There are people who live very comfortable lives in this main base, who don't get eaten up, who don't have to replace buildings. And I'm from an age and an era where, you know, main base was constantly attacked. You know, you could have threat farming's fine. There's nothing wrong with this. But there comes a point in time where you need to make it uncomfortable for them. You need to introduce them to the game. You're winning. Yeah. Sounds a little bit arrogant to say, but if you want to take a win, you need to kind of push pressure onto them. Make them make mistakes. Make them make mistakes. As we can see now, the initial smelting lines for the south are slowly but surely coming into completion. So we have another copper one coming in. We have another steel line coming through. And yeah, these both will be copper. I'm guessing the last one will be another steel. Okay. So already quite a hungry beast of a main base here, and we should see now, very soon, checking on our team stats. Boom, I love this. Let's take a quick lay of the land now. The first team to build red was the north, and a minute later, the south built their first red. They built their first green 9 minutes in, 19 for the north, and 30 minutes in for the north for their first military signs, south 34. So these teams are pretty much neck and neck, with there's a decent amount more green signs that have been built by the north. But the south have used almost all of theirs. So research-wise, the south should be ahead. Although the north are starting to use their produced military science jugs. And as we can see now, those military jugs are slowly but surely making their way into the labs of the south's main. We're moving. We're shifting gears. This is really good from both teams, actually. Oil processing is coming up and running. Obviously, we'll need to go to like cracking oil later. Ragnarok out here is doing something and moving at a pretty quick speed. This is a single player making all of this happen. That's pretty impressive. Sticklord's in the game. Oh no. Which team did he go? He got put in the north. Oh dear. That's terrible. Sticklord's a very strong player for any of you guys who don't know. And it wouldn't surprise me that he could do something potentially game winning. Oh god, I hate playing in Sticklord games. Nightmare mode active. So yeah, we're slightly slow on production for green here. Is that just because chips are coming through slowly? Or people are just taking out of the boxes, that's fair enough. Green science is slowing to a stop here. It looks like we're missing some yellow inserters. And that's because we're missing, I think, cogs, right? Yeah, cogs coming through. Fair enough, right? Sorry, I'm meandering around. Nura is increasing the size of the labs, which is perfect. You definitely need that. And again, it does look like the North are having some green issues too. It's inserters that you need to build your smelters with, but also you need to feed into your science. So yeah, we're slightly hamstrung a little bit here by that. And that'll slow us down considerably. Like you can see here, only a small chunk of the North's research is actually working and on. And it's great that you have a backup of military science, but you need more than 7 labs to be turned on. You need much more than 7 labs to be turned on. That's 8 now to be working. Coincidentally, we look down to the south and yeah, okay, they're also starving of green, but there's a lot more that are up and running and working. So yeah, little things like that can slow you down to a point where you can get a small advantage. And here we go. Defensive lines have been drawn. The soldier has managed to eke out a wall. Draw the initial stages of the defensive structure, and you hope that they are going to seal them up. The pyramid of optimization. You'll love to see it. So we're looking at red chips and blue signs down the line that will be created over here, with blue undergrounds, which is absolutely a crime. Someone call the police. This should be not allowed. North seem really, really well put together, but that said, it's pretty close actually. I'm just trying to, in my mind, try and think about where we are in terms of speed and time. And I think looking at the outposts will probably give me a better understanding and reflection as to which team actually is ahead. The South have got 2 large outposts out here. I do believe this will be either a joint effort towards a rocket or a joint effort towards like lasers and rocket maybe. But this is big. This is really, really big production out here for a base that is out by a lot of copper. Max, I'm not exactly sure what the plan is or the play is for him. Sorry. I do know that he plays often with Dr. Claw, and Dr. Claw has a laser outpost. It's, you know, kind of locked in. Potentially we could see a laser outpost over here. And again, we have 2 threat farmers over here with potentially a 3rd kicking in. They're slowly gearing up to defenders. If you're going to make an aggressive move, I'd make it soon. At the moment, their threat's at minus 2,500. When defenders kick in, a green sign spam will not be enough really to push the pressure. At 39 to 40 minutes in, you'd have wanted a few hundred to have gone across. So if I'm Meat Luke and I'm somebody else, I don't know, another player, let's say Coalworks for instance, I would ask them to. And again, I'm giving away strats here. I shouldn't. But why not? You've got to be able to beat me, right? So I may as well tell you what I do. I ask a couple of people to build science whilst we build up main. I can't believe I'm telling you guys this, because you should know already, but if you don't and you haven't figured it out, then that's fine. I'll ask a couple of players before the game starts, so when we get into the game, I'll message them directly as a DM and say, look, help me build main up. And obviously I'm going to go off and threat farm. I need you to build about 100 green. What that leads to, around about the 30-minute mark, if 5 or 10 of us have done that, is 5 or 10 of us will have about 1,000 green signs to throw at the 30-minute mark. And also, it all depends on who you can get to do this, because some people go, nah bro, I just want to craft stuff. But for those people that are pulling out of chests, you know, in main and just, you know, sticking stuff down that way, you have time in your queue to queue up signs. And so, yeah, by building up, you know, 50 to 100 signs, or green signs, which is easily done at the beginning of the game, once you have it unlocked, you know, if there's 7 or 8 or 9 of you, even 10 of you doing that in main base, which obviously you can see there's about 10 people here now, that's 1,000 green signs going over the water at 30-minute mark. And I don't care what difficulty you're on, if you're a threat farmer, you're sat there going, shit, my base, this, I haven't got defenders yet. I don't have upgraded grenades at the 30-minute mark. You don't. You'll have maybe one shooting upgrade. No, they don't. Oh no, sorry, they have one shooting upgrade. I don't care who you are, 1,000 green signs going over here. Yeah, you're causing them to have a bad time. And obviously, if I craft even more than that, you're in for a world of hurt. So we coalesce, I think it's the right way to put it, at a joint send at the beginning of the game, and then carry that on throughout the game in different ways. I always ask somebody to spam. There's nothing wrong with having a green dedicated outpost straight away, even on POC. Trust me, it's not a waste of time. It's only a waste of time if you don't throw it at the right time. So, here we go. Meet Luke is throwing down some buildings. He's like, right, let's automate this. Give me my chips. Give me my inserters. Yeah, I wonder who's going to be tasked to build up this defense. It's a hell of a job to have to do, but somebody has to do it, right? If you're going to spend all this time building all this up, you need to protect it, right? So, okay. Reorganizing our stone patch. Do we have walls going into a box? We do. Fantastic. Not many though, are there? Although we're using them as well. We're building up these steel smelters too, so yeah, not so bad. I don't hate the idea of that. Looks to me like Bichon. Oh, steady on. Ah, the beginning of a mixer. Lovely. Well, at 42 minutes in, South have made it very obvious as to what this base is all about. It's going for a rocket, fair enough. The North, Beshong is out here, and he's just doing power. They're just doing power. And they're doing it really well. I mean, there's a mistake here, and I'm going to have a bit more of my banana, and you can probably maybe point out the mistake. Feel free to take a second to have a think about why this might not be great. No rush. Take your time. Anybody in the class want to know or point out what's wrong here with this picture? This is what we call a mistake. It's not that Beshong is a bad player at all. It makes sense. This thing, not red belted, right? I'm banning you. This thing requires power. We put coal into the thing that makes power. What happens if we build so big that we need more power? These become depowered and can't power our power. And I'm already saying power far too many times here. But effectively, yeah, they're going to stop picking stuff up because they don't have any energy for them. We have an inserter that does do that without the need for an electric pole, called the burner inserter, and what it will do, with it, regardless of whether there's any electricity around it, it will grab coal off of a belt. Right, let's go and find a power block that's working correctly. Here we go. These guys. They will put coal inside themselves to fuel themselves, and then they will put coal inside of anything you put in front of it. Anything. This could be a stone furnace in front of this thing, and it would do exactly the same thing. So, yeah, just something to bear in mind. Like, yellow inserters on power make me nervous. If you come into an issue, or if all of a sudden we're having... What the fuck? What? Why? For reals? Is Nero okay? He's gone and done it, the absolute madman. We spoke at the beginning of the game, before the game had even started, as we were picking teams. If you can kind of tame the size of this mixed patch in any way, shape or form, you can give yourself an advantage. And our crazy French admin has done that. Senior admin, by the way, I don't want to demote him. He's done it. He's helped his team by building supplementary. He's doing Neuro things, isn't he? It's unlike Neuro to not do crazy plays. And just like the Frenchman that he is. It's good though, right? They need green. As we take a look over at their labs, green is something that they're missing. Neuro has piped in the answer. Je suis Neuro. All I can say to this, Neuro, if you're watching, is je t'aime. I think that's how you say it. Je t'aime. I love it. It's brilliant. Although research has somehow stopped. They've queued something up that needs blue. Oh no, guys. Why? The South are also queuing up follower robot count, so they're really banking on defenders doing a good job. I don't know, man. Boom, 150. We're now looking at 10% for the bugs. Is it taking you that long to make 150 flasks? I would have thought you could get close to 300 in this point. Oh, okay, you're manufacturing it. Got you. Boom. Alright, let's see what that send did. Let's take a deep dive into this. Meat Luke sends 150 green jogs. He didn't take them from the science line. That jumps evolution by 2.8%. And 125 bugs get added to Rat Farm, right? And we're now set at 10% evolution. You're at 7, they're at 10. A 3-point difference now, it's kind of a big deal. It is. You'd want there to be more sent at this point, but 10% is not a bad look. The South don't have any walls down yet. Flametoads haven't been stuck down. If there wasn't a neutral threat on the cards for the South, we'd be looking at their base getting smashed up. How are we looking on power, by the way? Just going to continue. Okay, it's just going to tick in. Making the most of this cold patch? Nah, they don't need to, I guess. And they figured out that they had a slight mistake on their research. Okay. Another 72 goes by. My 1000th birthday. Yeah, soon. Oh dear. Let's see. So we're at 11.1% now. I'll take it. All day long. Now again, that's just one person having an impact. So let's say, obviously, 4 or 5 of you had done that. The evolution will be sat close to 20%. And that's a problem. That's a problem prior to having defenders. And this is the kind of thing you can set and forget. As Meat Luke has done, and just set it and forget it. You've got to remember though that the science only stacks up a couple of times into your buildings, so it might be worth sticking it into boxes. The beginnings of blue is on the cards. In fact, no, the beginnings of blue has begun. The first blue jug for the North was produced at 45 minutes into the game. So far, 234 have been produced and 31 of them have been consumed. The North are really flying. So there is a gap now from when the South get their blue up and running. You can now say comfortably, but the North are deep into the game. They are into the mid-game, as most of their labs have most of the science flooding in. Obviously the next step from here would be purple and yellow, and I would qualify that to be near the end of the game, white being end game. I believe, I might be wrong, but I believe that Ruin Boggler is going for yellow spam, and this is a really aggressive blue build. That's huge. Somebody's done the maths. So I'm sure that this makes a lot of sense to the nerds that do the maths. But does this not look a little too... I mean, is this overcompensating for something? Oh, I'm planning to celebrate my 1000th birthday by... I don't know, mate. I don't know. Going for a walk, mate. Having a pint. How are you guys doing, by the way? I hope you're having a good weekend. Yeah, this will be the last time I cast from here. Kind of cool. Kind of excited. I'm also kind of knackered. Research speed for the from the South have just ticked in. Defenders are finally being able to be produced, and we could see now that Zero Sun has a few of them flying around him. 5 at most at the moment because we have follower research 1 coming into play. Now, the bugs are at 11%, which means that they take a little longer to kill, meaning that they can run a little closer, tag you up with a little bit more damage, and if you are to step into any of these acid puddles, they have the potential to jump you and to swarm you. So, yeah, Zero Sun taking a little bit of damage here, mostly from the acid, but as you can see here now, when a couple of bugs run past him, he gets quite low. So over time, you're going to be using more fish to heal yourself, you're going to be needing more bullets to kill off bugs. They're still very weak at this point, but if a consistent, continuous threat send is to happen, you can imagine that, oh dude, that's so low. And yeah, these guys are a pain in the ass to kill, the medium and big worms. Yeah, you're making life difficult. And there we go, another 116 sent across. Little bits, little bit. All we're doing is we're turning up the volume by 1. Do that enough times, the music becomes too loud for them to deal with. So it's one person who's doing this, by the way. It's just Meat Blue. If somebody out there, I don't know who, but if somebody else out there wanted to create a spam outpost, they could join Meat Blue in the olden ways. These are the ancient ways that we used to play. They just don't seem to be adopted anymore. I don't know why. But 12% at 50 minutes, yeah, it's not great, but it's also not nothing. I think when you send your rocket, you help start off the pressure. So how have they got this up and running? No, we're still at a lag. I mean, you can argue maybe that the amount of blue that's here should accelerate them in their research, but they're behind in timing. It's like they're way behind in timing, and like the transition to blue is really important, mostly because of advanced oil and all of the products it gives you as well. So have we made any of these? And no flame turrets have been made just yet. Fair enough. Hopefully they do get some. Let's take a look at the research real quick. So the South are prioritizing following robots. They want their threat farmers to drop them deep into the negatives. Advanced oil. So they think blue will be up by the time this research finishes effectively. North are managing to squeeze in some shooting stuff, and we're looking at construction robots. Boom. And there is enough here to make it happen. Oh, you absolute legend. Neuro. You changed, mate. This is awesome. I love to see this. Neuro is an absolute gangster. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care. I'll back my boy all day long. Neuro knows how to play this game. He's been here since the start. He coded the thing. He knows how to play. He knows how to win. He's taking inspiration on Meat Blue's initial sends. And he's doing something that we should have been doing for months, if not years. I don't know why we play so passively. Or if you can hear me, bad manners, I know. That's dangerous, mate. If that gets to 4 digits, if you end up boxing 1,000 of this, going over to the south, genuine, they are going to have problems like you won't believe. And although the threat's at minus 3,000 now, I manage SC. He's watching the stream. He must be watching the stream. Bonjour, Neuro. Ça va? Bonjour, mon cher. How do you say well played in French? Bonjour? No, bonjour? Jouer? Give me a second. French, not a strong suit for me at all. English to French. Well played, sir.
Bien joué, monsieur.
Bien joué, monsieur. Well played, my friend. That is chef's kiss to this. Power's looking rough. Oh no. Will our yellow inserter power build? It's bouncing back. Like a trampoline, it's jumping up and down. No, come on guys, we're nearly there. You have this huge power block. What's the problem? Oh, here. Oh dear. Is it... Dude, just put more coal stuff down. Like, what's going on? Oh, he's working on it though. He's working on it. Okay, so we're looking good. We're looking good here. Here we're not looking very good at all. Is this because... Oh, it's inserters. Yeah, what's going on here, guys? Like, this is... Shouldn't really be like this at this point in the game. Are we just disconnecting power? Oh, you're fueling shit like this. Oh, okay, that's why. Dude, like, if you're in an outpost, build some power, guys. Jesus Christ. Another 213 green jugs goes across. The south are building a wall, but it's not completed. It's not joined up yet. And if we take a look at what that single send did, all of the sends have been from Meatluke so far. 552 jugs have been created and sent by Meatluke to the south, and that has just started off their evolution from 7.1, where we were even with the north, and it's now landing at 15.2. You've doubled their evolution, and then some. A drop in the ocean, obviously, but still very important that you can do this stuff because, again, as we spoke about before, the south will be dealing with more aggressive bugs, they become harder to kill, and think about this, mate, your life is twice as easy as your opposing threat farmers. At some point, Zero Sun is going to ask for his team to send stuff because he is under the pump and you need to be as well. But they won't. They're too passive. You're going to be here for a while, mate. Just make sure you don't die, okay? I know I shouldn't have favourites, and obviously Blitzy's on the south. Go Blitzy as well. But it's a concept that we don't see that often, and I just don't know why. You're also forcing them to upgrade. That's another thing. You're forcing them to make a maneuver which they weren't planning on initially. Here we go. I don't think they wanted to get... sorry, looking at the wrong side here. I don't think they want to go deep into their projectile damage. So now they're having to queue up stuff that's going to take time out of their research queue for their outposters. Win-win, man. Win-win. To send, what, 500 green jugs? Yeah, easy. Next time you play, mate, try and grab a friend, Meatluke, and try and see if you can get somebody to help you with this. If you'd have sent 1,000 jugs, just think of the pressure they'd be under on the other side. Now again, obviously they have their follower count. You can drop about, I think, is it 10 now? 10 defenders? But yeah, give it time. Give it time. This is a building process. You've laid the foundations. You now need to stick the walls on. And again, like I said, if that car goes down, or you don't have as many defenders as you want to throw out, then you start running out of very expensive resources early. It'll take a long time to build. Has any blue been made? Oh, finally blue's been made. Right, I can check out. There's a gap here. There's a 6-minute gap, 7-minute gap. Although, considering there's a 7-minute gap, what am I on about? Fucking 7 minutes, right? 5, yeah. Fucking hell, mate. I can math. Produced 474, consumed 289 to the North's consumption of 456. So although they've been producing 7 minutes less, they've consumed only half as less. So ultimately, they've built a larger production factory, I guess, of blue. So blue, they should be able to overtake in terms of production and consumption over time. So a 7-minute lag doesn't necessarily mean a 7-minute delay. This could actually be an acceleration, but it's just taking them longer to get it online and to get it up and running. And what we have here as well is boxed prod 1s, which you can also stick into your labs. Okay, yeah, no, I see it. I see, Carl. I see what you've done here. This is very smart. This is why we pay Carl the big bucks. He's playing main, the new outposting. Did I miss the memo in that? Look how many outposters we have here, Carl. Pipes, Teo Marks. These guys, who I've never seen before, but I'm sure they're amazing players. Well done, guys. Congrats. Yeah, these guys are outposters. What the fuck are they doing in main? Oh, winning, obviously. So yeah, I think I'll stick up a prediction soon. I like the way this game is kind of rolling on. I haven't gone up to the North's outposts that often, but it's because I believe production is just like, yeah, they're just absolutely spamming it. We're an hour in and you've got chemical plants being put into a box. That's winning. 14 whole chemical plants in one box is pretty much game over. I know there are 23 people on South, but at this time, exactly 1 hour mark, 15 would be ludicrous. We're not building 15 and putting them into a box. With 14, yes, please. We have some bots, 186 up here, and Rune Bogler, Jason Gross, and Just Bob, as well as maybe a supporting cast of a few others, have absolutely smashed it. As well as Neuro's... Oh, they took the boxes away. Did they send? They didn't send, did they? Oh, boo! Okay, he's just holding on to them for now. Oh, boo. Okay, fair enough. You need research more than you need to send. And having one person send is better than nothing. But I was hoping Nero was going to hold on to a few hundred, if not 1,000 military signs and spam that back. Kind of a baller play to make. And his base is no slouch either, to be fair. Have they fixed power? Of course they have. Let's take a look. So we've got some power blocks on. This hasn't been plugged in. No input fluid. Bruh, oh, that's kind of like, that's quite wounding, isn't it? I do all the hard work of making it happen. And then I'm like, hey dude, you kind of need some like fluid in here, because it's a boiler. And it's a pipe. We're missing a single pipe. Again, not an issue now, but when the base does start to grow, small, like imagine 10 of those things happening across the entire map on your team. Like it really does impact. It really does have an impact on, you know, what you like achieve in a short space of time. And it's great having large production blocks. It's fantastic having labs that go on forever. I mean, look at the state of this. Neuro's just like, what was the question? Labs? The answer? Yes. Here it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 by 1, 2, 3. 10 by 12? 120 labs. That's ambitious. Let's see their research fire across the screen. 27. 39. That's a jump and a half. 50. Okay, now boys, that's quick. That is rapid. Holy crap. So the North will get to lasers first, and they're also looking at some upgrades to their threat farmer. Now all Meep needs to do is keep the number into the negative. All he needs to do for now, which he is doing, by the way. You can see all the murdered bugs over here. Beyond this though, there is a time limit on that playstyle. One thing I would try and remind your team, Meep Luke, is that a wall needs to go up. Unless you're going for the wall-less defense, which is ludicrous. I don't know why people choose to play like that. Obviously play how you want, but if you want to win, you need a wall, obviously. We've been through this many, many times, and as we get into the defensive side of the game, we'll talk a little bit more about why you basically encapsulate your base with a rigid structure, set and forget defenses behind it. Because you don't really want to be fighting the bugs yourself. You want to be kind of having your base fight them for you, so that you can continue to build research and get deeper into the game. Pretty simple, right? But so far so good on both sides, you know. I would 15% for now is not too fake news. How are you getting on, Blitzy? Where are you at? You're over here, aren't you? With were you in Maine? I swear I saw you. 124 labs versus 60. Ah, here you go. You're getting oil. Good stuff, man. Hey, that's a lot as well, to be fair. 1500% yield. And California, these guys are going for a rocket for sure. Oh no, no, bruh. Oh, boo. I'm so sad, dude. The more and more bots will fly out there, and more bots are gonna die. Oh, come on. Whose big idea was that? Oh, a second one. Why? This is a really expensive mistake. What is going on with that? You know you can shotgun these worms, right? They're not that dangerous, but that's... Make it stop. Make it stop. Now, we don't like to point out mistakes on this stream. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. It's a good job Caliph is not stream sniping. You know what I'm saying though, right? That outpost does not have a lot of bots in it, right? I would argue it has less than... It has 39. Losing 3 is actually kind of a big deal. You want to be building large, you know, blueprinted structures. Yeah, keep them alive, boys. They will work for you. Don't work against them. This will be a laser outpost, right? Low on green. That's doing good, I think. I don't know in terms of, because you have 2 quite large bases. I know this will be laser based, but you can also transition it a little bit into These worms are really fucking you guys up. Holy shit. Yeah, you can transition this into like purple spam and stuff. So I would imagine that basically Runeboggler's base up against you two, or your two outposts. If I had to give him a lead, I mean, I would kind of lean a little bit towards the north being slightly ahead. Not just because they've got a few more outposts, but also because they've got this. I mean, the speed at which you can research, and obviously this is a large beast, you need to feed it, right? But it seems as though stuff is trickling in enough to to really speed yourself through the research. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what they're doing. Mining productivity at 33%, then it jumps to 36%, 3% increase, then a 4% increase. But yeah, we're flying, boys, absolutely flying. And obviously some of this stuff, because you are going at such a speed, you have the time to kind of fund and fuel some of those off-piste researches that you wouldn't if you had half of this. So yeah, I'd probably say the north is somewhat ahead in terms of their research, in terms of their size, their building, in terms of their outpost as well. This is huge, and they're pushing late game items into boxes already. And we're only really at the 1 hour and 7 minute mark. There's 50 people in this game. 25 on north, 25 on south. If I had to be on a team right now to make it 26 on 25, the only positive thing that they have on the south really is they have like a threat farmer that's constantly at it. They have a really solid wall production as well, actually, to be fair to them. Solid wall production. They have a wall as well, which is good. But they've extended they finally extended their research. But they can now fly as fast as the north. Maybe not as fast, because it was 127, wasn't it, up here? But again, like you see, you need them on and blinking, you need them working. At the moment, blue is coming in, but it's coming in slow. Hopefully they can address that. Now, the transitional period between now and purple, it is quite some time. You know, not only do we need a couple of researches done, but we need to get more resources fed into production. So we don't need a ton of yellow, we don't need a ton of purple, but we do need some of it. So yeah, I mean, we'll get to end game, I guess, within the hour. But chips. I haven't been to this menu for a while, so it's just nice to kind of see. They made the first red chip at exactly the same time. That's interesting. And whoever made that single red belt is going to jail. That's not allowed. Interestingly enough as well, the North have made almost 1,000 bots. The South's 285. I believe they're spread out across these outposts that we see over here. So there'll be some bots in here. 482. There's already more bots in that one outpost than there are in the entirety of the other team's main. 255. Probably some kicking around in some of these little areas here, yeah. Yeah, North are ahead, man. North are really far ahead. And, you know, threat farming's great, but, you know, you can't beat purple spam, yellow spam, rocket spam. There's just nothing you can do other than just, like, hopefully wall up, tech up, grab some people to help put down some of these defenses. It's a long job to do, but it does take its toll. Like, you need to, or somebody needs to do it, so it may as well be you, right? Right, let's go and change the music out. I didn't hate that, but it was kind of also very terrible at the same time. Conflicting statements, I know. What have we not listened to? Oh, I've got one. I wanted to do this for a while now, actually. Okay, I need non-copyright. Film noir music. You know, like detective shit. It's on. Can't even hear that. Oh, is it? Yeah, no, it's on, it's on. Started from the very beginning. Just a genre we haven't explored yet. We've done almost everything. We even put clown music on. I can't believe we did that. A couple of weeks ago, we were looking for a playlist and we found a playlist called Clown Music, and it was about as bad as you can imagine. It was awful. So yeah, let's do some film noir for now, you know. Smoky rooms, detectives with revolvers and those little leather jackets solving the case. Stone production is completely ground to a halt here. Somebody griefing stone? No? Oh no, they're just extending it. Yeah, you need to be pulling these bricks out, mate. This is your walls in these in this smelter here. Holy crap. Wood production can sit right there. Lasers have begun. So the South are on for a defensive role, definitely. I mean, I don't think they've got the power really to fund and fuel a full laser defense, but... Or maybe they do. But it'd be really close, it'd be really tight. I'd be much more comfortable with somebody building a nuke. Out here, for instance. Placing it very close to the river. So much death. So much pain. So many pancaked bodies. Found him. Killer. His name was Meep. Savage. An animal. Tyrant. Yeah, I'm going to nickname Meep the Tyrant. Yeah, it's official. Alright, getting back on task. South's wall is becoming thicker. They have lasers being boxed up at the moment. Slowly but surely they're ticking in. They're transitioning now onto more developed playstyle, moving towards purple, which they'll need for their labs. At the moment their labs are slightly underfunded, and I don't know why I think they're going to have power problems, but I've just got something in the back of my mind thinking that they're going to come under some kind of power issue in the next 20 to 30 minutes. I might be wrong. Got 1-2 power blocks. A third? Maybe that's all synced up and that'll be enough. And I still don't know what Max is doing out here. Oh, okay, no, I know what Max is doing. That is dangerous. That is very, very dangerous. What time is it now? So the North built their first purple. Now, obviously, you need yellow and purple to get to the end of the game. So, I mean... I need to wrap my brain around this. The team that gets to the other signs first, for me, has won that race. Because this yellow isn't going into labs, it's being thrown, and fair enough, you throw yellow, that's jumped the Evo up quite significantly. By 2.5 points. And he only threw 3 jugs. So obviously if he had 30 jugs, that'd do a lot more. But is that this is just what this base does? Yeah, that's just what this base does. It just builds it builds yellow. Runeboggler was talking about having something similar, right? But they're nowhere close. They just have a ton of red speeds. Why are they going purple span? Well, the heat's on now. Yellow's in the game. 25 on North, 26 players on South. And yeah, the North are going to need a wall. Because if this yellow comes in fast, which it will, you're going to need to protect yourself. And here I believe we'll see the beginnings of yellow and purple being created. But the North are moving nice and quickly onto what you could argue is the end of the game. But I don't know, man. This is kind of spicy. This is kind of spicy. 50 yellow jugs every now and again. 100 yellow jugs every now and again. The only stronger science that you can send is space science. The mutagen changelog. It mutates 177 times. Needs 100 resources. And it's 5.5 times more efficient to send this. Frightening. Right, so yeah, I mean, this could snipe the North. Let's take a look at their defenses real quick. Let me just collapse the player board, open up my MS Paint. As we all know, as we've all been here for some time, the bugs will eventually crash down onto your base and fight you. We are not opposed to seeing them come laterally as well. Games have been won and lost by a bug wave coming like this. If you don't believe me, I'll send you a link to my YouTube channel and you can watch countless games where that has happened. The way that you mitigate this and stop this from happening is you do what QPV is doing here, and you have big long walls that keep the bugs away, and behind those walls you place defenses. We can see a clear example of that here on the south. Let me just draw this out real quick, because we haven't talked about defense at all this game, but one team will be defending very soon. So a wave of bugs are going to crash onto this wall. Let's say a wave of like 50 odd bugs, 50 or 60 bugs. The idea of having defenses directly behind but recessed means that the bugs have to chip away at our defensive wall first in this area before they can get to the more juicier kind of targets, like our flamers and our laser turrets. We recess everything because each spitter has like an AoE of how far they can spit. And if we can hold them at this wall, if we can hold them at this point here, the only thing they can aggress onto is the wall itself. As we all know, as Max just sends 42 yellow jugs, causing chaos for the North now. 14-point jump, that's uncomfortable. That is very uncomfortable. Good luck, me. Yeah, walls are cheap to replace. And if I hover over some of these towers, I know it's obviously green, so it's hard to see, but there's a circle there of, I know, right? Godspeed. 20% is not bad, mate. 40, 50%, you're going to need some help. Sailor Faye, welcome. I'm just doing a bit of a defensive masterclass as to why the South are probably going to win this now. I was just pumping up the tyres on the Northern team, and then I realised that actually, yeah, South have got this in the bag, and there's one thing I didn't pay attention to this whole time. So we recess our defences behind the wall because they are very expensive, and they have a range larger than the spitters that come as waves as they hit the wall. The same goes with flamers. You know, they will aggress onto the bugs outside of the bugs' ability to spit on them. So yeah, the North are very much now in need of building that wall, and it's normally around about the 1 hour and a half mark that happens. Yeah, they're quick, the South, to get us there, but the North now need to build up their defences. The bugs will come from all directions, so it's not good enough just having a wall on its own. We need our sides of our bases sealed up effectively. And that's what people are doing at the moment. I think they're panicking. Again, what I would say to anybody on North, if the bugs are out 30%, just a few grenades will do. You don't need to kind of like reinvent the wheel here. Find a smelting line, grab a load of plates and some coal, and craft a couple of grenades. You'll be fine. They're not that big, they're not that scary yet. They will be later, but right now they're not that big, they're not that scary. And again, here we go, recessed flamers onto the wall, and with a little bit of oil in them, they'll be able to push the bugs back easily. It's these areas around the edges of the base that need attention. And we'll get to that, because the bugs are now positive in the North, even though they're aggressing onto Meat Blue. As you can see, these small ones are easy to kill, but medium bugs, these pink-shelled bugs, as they've evolved from small to mediums, they take a little bit harder to kill, and there's a few more of them now. So as you can see, Meat Blue isn't just running through the bugs, but they do have some, if I believe I'm correct in saying, they do have some shooting upgrades on the North. Oh wow, you really do, holy crap. You went to projectile 4? Oh mate, you're going to be fine. Holy crap, I didn't realize you went all, you normally go to like T2? Mate, that shotgun's going to tear through them. I wouldn't even worry until they get to like 50%. You're going to be fine until they get big, in which case maybe drive a car and sorry, use my words. These bad boys, poison capsules and slowdown capsules. Yeah, you'll be alright, mate. You'll be fine. However, in the South, Zero Sun has been threat farming quite well. Minus 30,000 threat. I think when I get into a game, once I've moved, I'll it's time. It's been time, a long time coming, that I impose myself as captain on one of these games and start winning again. I just think that people are far too passive. Don't get me wrong, play the game how you like. I like a really aggressive game. I really like watching the opposition make mistakes because of the pressure they're put under, rather than having this sandbox where they can just operate completely unimpeded by pressure. Because as we all know, and it doesn't have to necessarily be in sports, but when pressure is applied, people start thinking and acting differently. And even the best players in the server, not Carl, obviously, but imagine this was the best player in the server, which is not, but if it was, they're going to start doing things they don't normally do. And if you can shift them off of their very fixed play style, I think that you'll find them making mistakes which impact and have echoes into the rest of the game. I mean, that's how I've won games anyway. In fact, actually, there's a fucking... Why am I theorizing this? I can show you an example of it. What am I doing? Sorry. Here, take a look at this. Gallant effort for sure. 100% gallant effort. We go right this. There are 2 games on this channel, I think. Let me just make sure if I've got this right. Oh, I've uploaded some classic games as well, so you'll be able to find them. It's called Fine, I Played Now, Happy... No, Fine, I Played One, Happy Now. And I'm on North, Captain's Game. Have a look at them on YouTube. They're both examples of going and just forcing people to play incorrectly off the back of your play. And I even say it on one of them. I say, as I started playing, I guarantee you they're going to start doing what I'm doing and they're not used to it. Oh no, we have an attack. So again, you can rebuild this, but this sucks. A lot of these main builders don't have weapons on them. And that's what I mean. You get too comfortable, you need a bit of pain, you need a bit of suffering. Like, why enter a boxing ring and not throw a punch? Is my way of looking at this. You're in a fight. You want to win? You've got to fight. You've got to physically manipulate the situation to your advantage. You can't do that against the physical players of the game. But what you can do is force them to stop building and start doing stuff like this. Coleworks doesn't want to be doing this. He doesn't want to be running and getting chased and shooting bugs. He wants to be building stuff. What's he doing right now? Not building stuff, right? Now imagine over the course of an hour, you take 10 minutes out of his building time, he's behind. That's all I'm saying. Rant over. But it's never too late to carry on. And it's not as if the North... Yeah, you're gonna need some defenses up here, guys. Although we'll start to see some of the laser outposts working. What these guys tend to do is they aggress onto military buildings, of which we see some here, being these laser turrets. And here we go, we'll see hopefully the defense is working properly now. Laser turrets at 39% bugs will melt anything that they touch. And as over time, we'll see the laser turrets increase in damage and firing speed. What we need to counterbalance that with is the power to fuel them. Down the line, we want laser turrets all over this front line. And if we don't have the power for it, we will struggle to keep things alive. And Frox, there we go, like the very seasoned player that he is, has some poison capsules, and they act like acid on the ground. They'll just melt the HP of the bugs. I'm kind of digging noir music, man. I don't know what it is. I just like this. Just chill. So yeah, if any of you guys want to watch some classic games, actually, do you know what? I want to put out a PSA. If any of you guys know how to rip games off of YouTube at their current quality, please tell me. I'm taking 1080p games off, and then because I'm recompressing them by re-uploading them, they only get uploaded at 720p, which look terrible. So if anybody has a program or knows of a way of doing that, please let me know. Because some of the games are bangers, especially the beginning games, like Big Game 1 all the way up to Big Game 10. We had some absolute classics. And apologies if none of you like this music. It will be changed in about 15 minutes. It's not a long playlist. So Caliphate is sending some yellow. The North are up to 53%. Nothing to really sniff at. Again, with the upgrades that you have, I wouldn't be too worried. I'd be more worried if I get my words out about proliferation, about them making it through your defenses like this. I don't need waves this deep into my base, this close to my smelting, this close to all my stuff. This is my stuff, not yours. And the North are just... We spoke at the beginning of the game of forcing people, forcing teams out of what they comfortably want to... Let me have a drink. Sorry. I'm not drunk, by the way. I'm fucking just can't get my words out today. We want to force people out of their comfortable spot. And this is I mean, look at this. They're about to slam into power. Losing any of this. Browser extension. This is annoying. This is kind of devastating. If they can get through most of this power block, which as you can see they are, this is a lot of destruction when it comes to your power setup. They've evolved now because the evolution's gone over 50% to become big bugs. This is massive. And what we were arguing for at the beginning of the game was that if Meat Blue had hit his timing, and it's not his fault because he hasn't done it often, but there is a perfect timing, where at the beginning of the game you can have this happen to the opposite team and force them to have to reassure their defenses and fix holes. It's not game over by any stretch of the imagination at all. It's not even close. But we're seeing now the South, they smell blood in the water. They think that by sending whatever signs they have chested up, they might just pressurize one team out of the game. And now that we see some of these blue shell bugs in the game, they are very, very difficult to kill. It's good that you've got the upgrades though for shooting, but grenades will take a while. And there you go. These guys have like eaten 3, 4, 5 grenades now, and they're just not going down. I think you can make the argument here that your shooting upgrades should do the trick. Yeah, T4 shooting upgrades should plow through them, but still, you don't need 3 players here and a 24-player team. You want them to progress your build, and I think the North just took a little bit too long to get the defenses up and running. We've got some more pings by power. Again, we're very close to our objective. We don't want to lose this rocket silo. We also don't want to have our power ripped through as well. And side swipes, man. Side swipes. Oh dear. Is this it? An unfortunate ending. Bots are going down as well. That's tragic. And individual towers getting placed with no power. Oh. I think you've just been beaten to the punch. I don't know how close Ruin is to sending anything, but I don't see any spam out here. And again, for research, I don't think anybody's purple researching at the moment. No. Everything that's being built is being sent. Let me just check my team stats real quick. Yeah, they've built 693 yellow and they're just sending all of it your way. They just want to get you deep into the close to 100, maybe even 90%. That's unfortunate, man. I think you guys got beaten to the punch there. It's not GG's at all, but it's an uncomfortable comeback. And the constant rebuilding and they don't have. Oh no, they are having power problems. Yeah, it's bouncing, isn't it? Nura knows how to defend though, so he's got this. But Carl sends another 90. Another wave comes in. This wall's not really thick enough. Nura will try his best, but the spitters now do a lot of damage to these towers, and this is a very expensive way of defending by losing things that you normally wouldn't necessarily need to lose. Broken through. They're on top of RD, and try as you might to fill the holes. This here, eventually you're going to run out of lasers to replace, so the waves get bigger. The waves get bigger. Oh dear. I feel sorry for North, man. Although the South have done incredibly well to get to the point which they're at. They hit yellow early. They hit it pretty quick. They had dedicated threat farmers rather than just one individual. And you can't take anything away from Meat Blue. He's done very well here this game, but he's lagged out, unfortunately. But, yeah. And they just don't stop coming and they don't stop coming. They're potentially going to disconnect a whole base as well from power. Now the outpost is on red power because a power pole's been taken out over here. So now the outpost isn't even functioning correctly. This is come back from this is a big deal. I just don't think they can. Oh dear, fucking hell. That is just. What'd you say to that? Good night, Irene. That is. I mean, they go down, but that's an expensive loss of power. Still some going. That's just there, you know. You've got areas of the base where there's not much defense, you know, like a singular wall. Again, the flamers will down the line DPS these guys down. 60% is not unkillable, but yeah. I'm going to switch the music up a little bit. I like this, but the tone of the game has changed a little bit now, so... Jesus Christ, look. That is just pancaked power, man. What can you do to that? I like a bit of drum and bass. Oh, melodic house. Let's go. Yeah, let's do that. Love a bit of melodic house. Alright, this says it is. I don't know, this might be a terrible playlist, so... Alright, the wall is being sealed. Power is still... Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, what do you even do here? Probably get rid of some of this smelting and just wall down. Alright, let's take a quick brief overview of what's going wrong here for the north, because... Alright, the bugs can still get in here. They can still make their way around this way too. So we need to fix things really quickly. One, cut this off entirely. You don't need production anymore, you just need the coal. And somewhere, figure out like a shelf on the edge. At the very least, that stops them from coming in. And again, if we have a look at what they, you know, walls here do provide you some coverage, or at least enough room to breathe. Don't die. Oh no. F. As you can see, they have to chew through the wall first before they can get to your laser turrets. Fortunately, there aren't many laser turrets out here, but yeah, you kind of get the general idea. And it's demoralizing having to keep coming back here to keep defending, redefend, and rebuild a wall, and you know, you're not doing what you want to do, which is, you know, get deeper into the game. You're actually just managing, micromanaging aggression. So, okay, and power is absolutely in the toilet, isn't it? Why have these been cut off? Is there any way back from this? The aggression's coming mostly from Carl and Max as well, right? If they've got yellow in main, why aren't they sending it? They just think they can get the win now? This could be a mistake. If the North can rally and actually survive this, it's like sending all of this yellow may be a pretty big mistake. It's the only thing I can think of right now for these guys is like, what misplay could be happening up here, and where are we going with this? Spent a while building it, like what's happening up here? What's the play? Great to have lasers, fantastic. It's great to have all of these parts. Are we making a rocket, or are we a red belt for reals? Well, there you have it, ladies and gents. The North have lost. No, I'm kidding. But not really. Super not serious, but definitely serious. We do, however, now see a slight transition. Purple's been made on North. So they've actually won the race, believe it or not. Although the South have been sending yellow in terms of... No, they haven't, because they haven't made any yellow yet, have they? So they're still kind of behind. God, this music's terrible. Give me a second. It's not over, but they've been... It's like a fight. They've been knocked down, but they've not been knocked out. What are we doing? I don't understand. Am I missing something here? Why are we cutting off? I am very confused. Right? This music is really pissing me off. Sorry, this is terrible. My bad. Apologies to all of you. I'm sorry you had to listen to that. That was just the worst thing I think I've ever heard in my whole life. All right. No, I'm not buying a PS5. Leave me alone. There we go. This is better. Upbeat stuff. What the hell can this be? Has Enkling got some kind of mega late game strat up his sleeve that I've never heard of before? Plates in boxes. So just to recap, the North are now at 73%, South at 21%. They have no threat farm, which means they have to deal with all of the aggression on the map. They've managed to stabilise, to be fair, and they have got a wall down, which is something to behold. Power was an issue. They lost a huge amount of it now. Has it been rebuilt? Fair play, lads. They got it back up and running. Got to give them credit for that. Like, this was completely decimated 5 minutes ago. And they've just gone, right, that's on me, I'll do this. Sticklord, you legend, look at that. So they've recovered. That's kind of impressive. You know, a lot of teams fold at points like that. They absolutely fold up and they go, do you know what, we're done, I'm not playing anymore, GG's. They've kept their player count, they've kept their heads up. And the only issue I have really is kind of areas like this where they can still flow through and come past your defences. And again, once they come past your defences, they're on top of your yellow and purple production, so yeah. Zero Sun, he should be in a tank by now. They can afford to do it. They can afford to do it. This is threat farming in luxury, right? I come from the streets. I come from third world threat farming, not this first world stuff where you can buy a tank and drive around. Like, I'm still on my feet at this point, even at 70%. But fair enough, you know, to each their own, to each their own. Everyone has their own style of doing it. Ah, shit, man. That sucks. But yeah, Rafe and Zero, they've were, I think, identified very early on as the threat farmers, so, you know, it doesn't surprise me that they've just carried on throughout the entirety of the game. Meat Luke was kind of on his own at the beginning, so... Nah, no hate, no shade, but if you're allowed to, you can do anything you want in the game. And that's my contention. If your team allow them, of course you can get to the best upgrades. Of course you can build defenders with impunity. I'll edit that game, mate. The best thing I can do, I'll edit the game, sorry, where I join a team that's losing, and I'll try and get that out before I move, effectively. I'll stick that on my YouTube channel, and it'll just be a little breakdown as to how we managed to flip a game on its head. And when I say losing, I mean, like, the North had all of the good players, and the South had me, Ordeka, and one more. So it was like the perfect stack team up North, and we beat them. And we beat them very, very smartly. Like, we beat them around the corner at every single thing. Defensively, we beat them for spam, we beat them into late game. Yeah, in the current strat, yeah, of course, yeah, it currently works. My contention is that, you know, give me the wheel. You know, give me the wheel and let's see what we can cook up. They slipped in. They did indeed, and here we go. They're now falling down onto not only the uranium production, but also our purple, and the boss is in as well. Oh dear. Do we have laser turrets, anyone? Do we have just spam a load? Here we go. I mean, that's Nura in a nutshell, man. Power it up, power it up, power it up, power it up. Oh, it's so close for comfort. Oh dear, boys. Look, you need to deal with this soon. Like, somebody has to deal with this. You can't let it just be a thing. Big deal having that wide of a gap there. And effectively, you could argue that building this deep without identifying where the wall would go, you know, because this isn't a difficult problem to solve in my mind. I'm not throwing shade on whoever is captain, but let me just get my tools out real quick. You have two options, right? You landfill the lake, and then you effectively just build an artificial continuation of your wall, and then you just draw a downward line, right? That's one way of going about it. I'm not saying it's the best way. Or you hang a line down here, and whatever you're cutting off in this area here, you build it down here, right? Just reposition whatever's going on, because that wall is more important than what's there. Even though it's yellow and purple, you will lose the game if you don't have a wall. It's that simple. Thirdly, what you could also do, potentially you could block up these areas here, and what that would mean is it would force the bugs to come up and around and then down. By doing so, it would allow you to build an artificial shelf. That gives you enough room to defend. And I would just heavily emphasize everything dangerous initially going here, right? 3 rows of lasers at least. Even though you can't sustain that all the way down, you want it here at least, right? Because that's where they're going to be bumping into your wall effectively on the edges. That protects you from side swipes at the very least. But it's, yeah, this area is dangerous and they will continue to come through. Lock it up, lads. Lock this up like a KFC toilet on free gravy day. Clog it up. Serious. Because then you can put a load of defenses behind it and then they'll funnel them. Look how thin this is. They'll funnel themselves in, and all of the flame that you throw onto them, all the lasers that you throw onto them, will just be more concentrated rather than hitting a wall and then spreading out. Again, another very expensive. I'm sure they have lots of lasers, but yeah, losing 10 lasers a minute is not great if you don't produce 10 a minute. Although we do see purple in labs for the north. Are they just ploughing on? I will root for the north for you, mate. Well played, mate. You tried your best. You know, you did. You tried your best there. Sometimes that's all you can really give, is your absolute all. I'm still not sure about up here, you know. Like, now again, Bogler has been playing this game for a long time. He'll have an idea of what he wants. I'm just unsure, like, are we transitioning towards something? Are we transitioning to rockets at all, or...? Transitioning to losing. I mean, I just don't know what the plan is. South want a rocket? Fair enough. We're a while away from that, but I mean, yeah, if you can get there, you know. I'll be very... Oh, right there. No. You're about to lose your outpost. Now they've got poison capsules, but like, if you've got any lasers up here, just get them down. Like, again, building with impunity. Outstanding have a gun. He has a pistol. That's not a shotgun. Had a shotgun. But this is yeah. It's on a knife edge for the north. They're in the fight still. But there is absolutely on a knife edge right now. It wouldn't surprise me if, again, I'm just saying this out blue, but like if we just see, go on Thierry, load them out. We see a wave of bugs here in like 10 minutes time, just casually roaming through. The last thing you want is bugs anywhere near your labs. It's pretty much game over. If these labs get detonated now, it's pretty much GG. They're going for a rocket though? Like, what's the play? I know kind of what the South are doing. They're just slowly like cracking on with the yellow send. It's working. They're almost at 90% where behemoths come into play. Okay, healthy amount of lasers coming out of this particular outpost. So I'm just going to take a break and grab some water. Joshua throws 800. Where the fuck did that come from? Wait, where's Joshua at? He's here. Oh damn, okay. That's a kind of a counterpunch. I know they're at minus 50,000, but like, again, the threat farmers are not going to be having as easy a time. Right? You're killing medium and large bugs now. Again, if this had happened half an hour ago, you're going to be working in slightly different parameters. Let's follow their threat farmers and see how long it takes to kill the bugs now at 61%. I'm almost certain if they go up to 80, these tanks are going to be getting beaten up. seriously beaten up. So yeah, safety numbers, fair enough. They'll go together. But, you know, the smaller bugs now, we have big ones at play that can run your vehicle down, you know. So this is all well and good, but as you can see, the more and more these blue shell guys appear once you kill off the smaller mediums, they actually catch up to you and they start damaging you. Imagine a full wave of these blue guys. Not going down as quick. See? 60%. Again, they haven't fully populated the map yet. As you kill off the ones that are small, they will cease to spawn, and the larger ones will spawn. So the way that this map looks now is not the way that it will look in a few minutes' time. Yes, fair enough, defenders are strong, but that's actually a really big play from Joshua there. 800 plus purple. It's kind of sent them back a little bit here for the south. Yes, they have defense. Nothing wrong with that. Yes, they're well positioned to defend their main base and their original objective. But yeah, the threat farmers are going to start using more and more defenders and start needing more and more stuff to keep them up. And the third threat farm has been employed now. Fair enough. Okay, this could swing. This really could swing back. And now we have, yeah, the base. We're setting an actual wall. So this was like the panic wall that was thrown down. Mostly because they needed it. I wouldn't even pull this up, mate. I'd leave this here. You may as well, it's down already, right? I'd leave this here and just build up the big wall up above me. You're going to need every layer of defense. You will see on north 90% in the not too distant future. The behemoths will come into play. Have they blocked this area up? I don't hate this, actually. We used to do this all the time. Little death runs. Boxes of lasers with belts through will force them to kind of misfoot. Yeah, this is not a bad way of defending. This won't last forever, and again, I'd thicken these walls, but yeah, fine. Like, it works, you know? Finally, we have this place blocked up, and that's the most important thing. Ah, interesting. So yellow's up as well. Interesting, right? So the north are beginning to produce yellow as well. So this could really work in their favor to getting towards a rocket. Once you have all 6 sciences in labs, for me, I qualify that as endgame. Not the end of the game, but it qualifies for me as endgame. Shut my curtains because it's really fucking bright. Yeah, good stuff. How's power looking though? I was looking okay. A little base that could. Alright, oh shit, 1 second. Sorry, somebody's messaged me on Discord. At everyone, bruh. Oh, I hate that so much. Why are you at everyone? I am not everyone. Oh god, right, okay. So I was in that menu for a fucking reason. I'm literally losing my mind at the moment. So we see the beginnings of modular armor being researched. Automation 3 will kick in. Mining productivity 2 will kick in. Do they have any ambitions for a rocket on south? North look like they do. And I'm going to tell you now, spoiler alert, this guy builds fucking rockets. Like this guy builds some serious rockets. If he can get there. I saw a silo being blueprinted down here, but trust me when I say this, if he's just been waiting with the pistol cocked here by boxing up loads of stuff, yeah, that pistol's going to go off. So you're on the clock a little bit here now if you're on the south, because give him the opportunity. They're nearly at 90%. Yeah, behemoths are going to come in. The worst thing that can happen to this base is that if it gets attacked and it has no defenses. Obviously, look, no, they're fine. They're making pistols. Perfect. Yeah, that actually really works with my gun analogy. Yeah, you need a lot of pistols to win the game. I would argue that maybe prod module these, and then beacon around it. Beacon pistol builds, guys. Honestly, it's 2024. You need to know. For you guys that don't know, now you know. Okay? I'm not going to keep zoomed in on that for too long, because I don't want to give away the game, but that is my favorite, my kind of favorite tag now is with the North. For instance, let's just zoom in here. This is the counter outpost to oh shit, their beacon. All right, so this will be the South's pistol build, And yeah, we go, they're prod modulating it. We've got some beacons down. Yeah, okay. It depends on how many pistols you can crank out. It's the key here. Carl throwing again, almost getting them to 90%. Once evolution hits 90, it triggers the largest, strongest bugs to spawn into the map. Behemoth bugs with green shells are enormous. But yeah, I don't know. Pistol versus pistol. Let's go. Max is still building, spamming yellow. We have no more spam here. Why? Because we just ran out of red chips? He didn't run out of red chips. You have 600 here. What are you doing, bro? I would continue the purple spam, man. Serious. Unless you've got ideas for something else. I mean, what is the point of this base either way? Ah, okay. Wait, double rocket on north? For reals? Can you handle double rockets on north? No, oh no, come on, bro. Oh, why? Who put Roboport out here, man? Why are you rebuilding dead stuff? Like, you're gonna get all your robots killed. Look, they're gonna replace all of Meat Luke's stuff. You don't need this. Like, get rid of this. That's kind of tragic, man. If the bots, oh no, they are. You're gonna get a load of bots killed, man. Ucrack died here as well. And Bogler has some issues. Oh, stay alive, mate. Stay alive, stay alive, stay... Oh, he's dead. Rip. Well, it's up to Just Bob, really. This outpost is going to get hammered. Like a blacksmith's anvil. Just hammered and hammered and hammered. If you have anything. 90% behemoths have been triggered. Have the shooting upgrades and you have the bots to protect, but Jesus, like, losing 2 outposts is dangerous, mate. Grab some lasers from main, take them back. 91%, yeah, this is dangerous now. Whatever this is, I'd stop it from happening. Holy crap. No need to replace this. There's copper somewhere else. There's copper over here, mate. You know, save your bots. There's copper over here. What are you doing? What's going on, boys? Less than 500k copper, you have it here and here. In fact, there's 6 mil there. Oh. That genuinely actually does hurt my face a little bit. Not to criticize, but yeah. Oh. We have upgrades on the lasers though. So you do love to see that. And the mixed builds are turning out large amounts of everything, really. Filling up chests. You just kind of wonder, like, are we really going to get there? Are we actually going to get there to a rocket? And if we do, how many do we need to unseat the south? They have lasers. The lasers aren't that well upgraded. They have the flamers, though. Told you guys. Get them to mediums, get them to bigs. Once they're mostly blue, threat farmers will struggle. Again, if you're in a tank, yeah, but look at that, tank's getting low. I'm just saying, you know. If that tank dies now, kid you not, they can catch you up. And obviously these capsules are expensive, but you probably have made a lot of them back here in the expensive base. Rocket fuel's starting to be built and ticking in. We've got a load of LDS. When you're going to need some RCUs. And the south are kind of closing in on the rocket as well. Don't know how far they are from particularly the research. The wall design on the outside, you love to see it. Hopefully they have enough bots to fund it, because that blueprint's going to go all around their base. They have 1,000 bots. It's not most, it's not the least. I don't mind it, actually, to be fair. You always need a patterned wall on the outside of your base. Always. Sack these off. Like, what? Why? Lads, what's going on? Oh, you're dealing with behemoth bugs. Almost 2 hours into the game. These 2 miners mean fuck all. Like, get rid of them, because what they're doing is they're covering up a gap in your wall that's too thick. Right? I'd rather my wall 4 thick than 2 thick. Get rid of this. Fill this in. Jesus. These miners will go quick. They'll die fast. Don't need them. Oh, it's like they're scrabbling around trying. Here we go. Green shelled bugs, behemoths. At this stage of the game, they're only 91%. They do die quick, but later they'll get stronger. We'll have boss ones with like health bars, and they become a real pain to deal with. So you'll see here now, as they come in, they'll get pretty close. Again, multiple waves of this means that eventually this area will become degraded to the point where they'll just jump all the way through. So yeah, not great. Oh mate, if the North win this, holy shit, like, if, and it's a big if the North win this, by the way. What are we behind on? Blue? In some areas? Okay, right. I'm going to leave it zoomed out for now. I'm just going to quickly stretch and go and grab a drink of water. I highly recommend you guys do. We're going to close into the end of the game soon. So we're not far away from... Oh shit, 1 second. Let's just head over here. Tell me you've got lasers, mate. Tell me you've got lasers. Lasers. Couple's fine. Yeah, that's all right. Oh, mate, this is, yeah, grim. This is not the area of the game that you want to be fighting, ultimately. I hope Runebogler has got a lot of lasers and he can build some form of defense above him. Otherwise, you know, yeah, this will be very, very difficult. This is going to be a struggle for them. Yeah, sorry, I am going to quickly go and grab a drink and stretch. We're nearing the end of the game, so... Oh, another wave. Oh, and it's coming across. I did say it, guys, didn't I? I'm going to see a wave here randomly in a couple minutes' time, and they're slightly farther out, but I'm just going to hold off going for a drink real quick, because I'm not saying this is it, but we're building nuclear reactors pretty close to this. Anybody reacting? In many ways, though, they might aggress onto this laser block, so see how they go. If they go further south, yeah, they might do this. Oh no, or this. Let's leave the arrows on the screen. I think they're going to go north. Here we go. They're going to pick up on the lasers. No? No! Fuck off. They actually go underneath it. That is some gangster shit. I said it. I fucking shit you not. I said this about 10-15 minutes ago, that we would see bugs in this area not too long from now. I'm actually from the future. I'm actually from the future. Well, we're gonna stay here for a second, because I want to see the you know, my dreams come true. They're here somewhere. I know they are. Here they are. At the exact spot that I... Oh. I need to get clips. Do you guys know how to clip stuff? Oh, in fact, I'll do it. I'll do it when I watch the video back. I'm going to clip this. Predictions. I am the Matrix. There is no spoon. Oh dear, right. I'm going to go and have that break I said I was going to take. I'll be back in like 2 minutes, guys. I don't know what you want to look at, but I might just zoom out just so you can get a good overview of the map. So I'll be back in like a minute or two. I just need to have a stretch, really, and grab a drink. Okay, happy days. That was a bit longer than 2 minutes, I feel. But never mind. Take a look at the evolution. The North are at 93, the South is 62. Rimboggler has had a bit of strife up here, a bit of grief, but never mind. They finished, if I remember correctly, the silo research, right? Am I wrong? Am I right? Let's take a look. Wibbery! Our ore veins are horrendous. Have you seen the state of this? Wait, let's take a look. Look at that. I, though, maintain that the one that comes up with a way to tame this wild beast. Oh, it's just it's part of the coding. So the game mode is random map every time, and to stop people from having pure ore patches, because like pure patches basically means that you can get to a rocket, which is kind of the goal of the game mode. If you can get to end game, by having lots of mixed patches, it entices people to try and do something with it. And we can see some people are kind of good at, you know, your sushi smelting, and yeah, it's just hard coded into the game mode. It slows them down, exactly. So what we see here is, and I need to go through this game anyway because I need to refresh kind of how the game has gone. The North have been matching the South for production of science, and obviously the more science we have, the more research we can do. But the South managed to build more yellow science, and they've sent a lot of it over, pumping up the strength of the North's bugs. So the North are dealing with some very large, very angry, very tanky bugs. But luckily they've upgraded their lasers, and there's still some more laser upgrades to go. So yeah, it's kind of close, but not really. In terms of science, on the map, the North are having problems. They've been smashed about a bit. You know, the bugs came too early. They didn't have their defenses ready. They're getting their defenses up and running with some of these like patterned walls and, you know, a row of lasers rather than beforehand we had like a few just thrown on the ground for defense. But yeah, what the North are doing is they want to build a rocket silo. Ooh, no. It's the evolution is the strength of the bugs. So the evolution on the North is 93, on the South it's 62. So the South have weaker bugs to deal with, and they're able to drive around in tanks and kill the bugs. Effectively, the way you win the game is you kill off your opponent's rocket silo. Both teams have one at the start of the game, and it's how you choose to build your base and how you choose to research. And you know, we have these things called outposters, and they have certain roles to fulfill. Like these guys are a rocket outpost. If you can build a rocket and send it, they give you the strongest science, which will make the bugs evolve ridiculous amounts. I mean, if you were to send some white science now, the bugs would go into the 100, 120, 130%, making them too strong for the walls, making them too strong for your defenses, meaning the North. Let me just show you with my high-tech NASA MS Paint tools. Means the bugs will eventually break through, and once they break through your defenses, they're into your production. So it's kind of like an arms race. You start with nothing, and then you tech up how you think the game is going to go. Different maps every time, different player base every time. At the moment we have, this is competitive. We have 20 players on North, 23 on the South. And if I post a link here, there's a lot of historic games that I upload to YouTube as well. So have a look at, if you get time, you can watch from the very beginning, and I go through literally every stage of the game. I am pound for pound the best player in the server. I'm also very humble, and I don't like to brag, so don't feel like that's a bit of I'm really great or anything, but I've played so much of this game that I host one every now and again, and the weekend one is our largest, most competitive one. We've gotten some crazy numbers recently. We had 33 versus 33. 66 people playing competitive Factorio. That's kind of nuts to me. On average, 20 on 20 is a good, healthy amount for our numbers. And 23 on the South and 20 on the North. The North have lost a couple of people to lag, fortunately. The game does get pretty taxing on your system as it goes. So yeah, feel free to join me at the next one that we do. It's not game over, by the way. I am just saying that I can't go through some of the early game stuff because we're at the kind of end of the game where rockets are built, bases get smashed up. So the interesting thing is that within the game, there are about, I want to say 30 to 40 players in the Discord channel, And feel free to have a look. In fact, I'll send you a link to Discord, because this is where it gets really interesting. We have a channel dedicated to builds, and people disagree. You know, we have lots of here we go. Let me get the link to this. We have a lot of people that have different ways of going about solving the same problem. So, for instance, and here's a really good example, we have these really large mix builds here, where you pump in raw material, build intermediary items, and then they build advanced items. But there are so many different ways of calculating and producing these, that these mix builds over here that Hydrochronics and this base have made will be different to the mix builds that Rimbogler has made, in terms of how much they smelt, how much they make, how much power they take, what items are produced. So yeah, some of the Chinese players especially have got some very, very interesting builds. I would highly recommend, if you head into Discord at me, and I'll send you, I'll post on Discord a Chinese mix build that is very different. As well as stuff like this, you know, this whole build is about making yellow signs and throwing it. Exactly. Oh, exactly. And imagine you've got beacons and stuff, like it can get really varied. So the way that you get to the end game is the same, but how you get there is up to you. If that makes any sense. It's a really, really interesting game mode. It looks simple, but if you look on the south, they have minus 1,000 threat, because they have these guys doing something called threat farming, where if you fight the bugs and you drive their numbers into the negative, they become passive on the map, meaning they don't attack you. I mean, if you come close to them, they'll run at you, but they're not currently attacking the base, which means that the south, because they've got some threat farmers, get to build and they don't get smashed up. Whereas the north, because they don't have a threat farmer anymore, the threat is positive, meaning 8,000 bugs on the map can kind of run any direction and kill off anything on the map. And they don't always just come straight down. You know, we have seen bugs kind of like walk around stuff. You know, go like this, which is really hard to deal with. So what we tend to do is we build these really big boxes of like walls and lasers behind it, and we protect ourselves that way. And if I look down to the south, you'll see they've done exactly that. Built a big defensive wall, put all of their lasers behind it. Oh, that's the great thing about this, by the way, Wibbery. We're not allowed blueprint books. They've been banned. You can't import, so everything that is made in-game on the time of the game, which means your memory recall has to be ridiculous. I kid you not, some of the most talented Factorio players are in this server. You cannot get away with a quick, you know, get into my blueprint book and slap down something. Now, don't get me wrong, it's kind of like power is always going to be built like this. Do you know what I mean? Like you've got 2 steam engines and a boiler. I mean, it's kind of obvious that this is how you do it, but you know, for some, oh shit, their power's kind of bad actually. Is that all across their base? It is. What the hell? How are they? I know they're about to turn a nuke on, but is it coal? It also keeps people guessing and inventing stuff. There's nothing against the rules to have a second monitor. The coal rate's really low, and obviously because less power means less mining, but they are setting up a nuclear... Oh, here we go, yeah, they're already setting up a nuke, so they're going to spend a few minutes. But that's bad, man. If they got attacked right now, most of these lasers wouldn't turn on. So that's kind of dangerous, like, I would be a little bit worried. Message me. Do I want to go to the pub? No, I don't want to go to the pub. So yeah, there's so much to talk about. It's really they are, yes. So we've got a couple of different. You've got combinators and you know the logic element to the game that does happen as well. This is fake power though, right? Look at the state of that. Also, the size of some of these bases. This game's only been going on for 2 hours. And, you know, we already have what looks like a small mega base. In fact, it's larger than a small mega base, really, isn't it? So that's 10 reactors. Also, if the bugs get to this, it goes boom. The largest reactor we've seen explode was a 3x3. The bugs just went up to it, killed it off, and even through the nuclear explosion, they all survived. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, 16. Bloody hell. That will get built. That will get built. Fort Echo goes down, and the bugs are... Ooh, the bugs are clear. They have a clear run if they want to. Yeah, this is yeah, squeaky bum time. The bugs get through. There's a little shelf here that they can just run around. Like, they don't even have to go through the wall. Bit of a nightmare. And again, if Outstanding isn't quick to this, he's going to get himself taken out as well. One laser will not be enough. 1, 2, 3 hits and he's dead. They have a few more lasers deeper into the base, but this build here is very... they're banking on this to do something for them, right? They've got lots of blue chips and all this stuff is used for late game production. And they're belting it somewhere. Okay, the South have a nuke up as well. Oh shit. The bugs get through to that nuke. Where is this going? Reals? Who's deconned the silo? Hang on a minute, have I missed this? We're building 2... Are we... No. Are we building 2 rockets? In North? There's no way. It's concrete. I was going to say, yeah, somebody's deconned the silo. Can you imagine? A bot picks up the silo and then it's like, yeah, GG guys. We mined our silo out of the ground. So, double rocket. Whereas the South will have just one. They have one silo that is dedicated to building a rocket, and they have some parts but not all. This is laser production, I guess? Yeah, so... But if this base goes down, like, what's the point? Because you lose production, which means you don't build the rocket. And 2K send will push the Evo, but not the threat? The true anti-stalling. The North have a chance, mate. I'm not just saying that. The North actually have a chance. It's scarily close. Comparative to, like, where I thought they were about 20-30 minutes ago, but it's not dead and buried, mate. And again, the North are having some power issues, but they're turning on a nuke now anyway, so... Okay, and these guys are exporting rocket fuel. So the South look like they're ready to go. How about research, though? What are we looking for here? Oh, both teams are... Alright, here we go. This is at 12. Both teams are at 12%. The South are 1% ahead. This is really fucking close. The threat farming is the only difference. That's the only difference in this game. They're both at the same spot. Oh, the North aren't researching as quick. Oh, mate, this is a game which you can join. I mean, I wouldn't join now because it's kind of near the end, but every Saturday at 4 o'clock GMT or 5 o'clock European time, which is like the afternoon, we start a captain's game. And after this game, there will be a captain's game as well. So if you want to play the one after this, feel free. There are games on all the way through the week. And the way that you find us, because I have the time to do this. So you click on multiplayer, click on browse public games, and we're normally the most popular server. Not popular, like, but you know, we have the most people in. But if you don't know how to find us, you can click up here and type in Biter Battles or free Biter Battles. Join game. You don't need any mods, any of that stuff. You can just come in and play. It's really good fun. The community is varied. You know, we have lots of people from America, a lot of Germans, French, Italian, Spanish, Chinese players, Australians, a guy from Korea who's working at the moment out there. Everyone, mate. There's all different languages, all different kinds of people. And none of them are as good as me. But remember to stay humble. I might be the most winningest player in the game, but it's not about me. And by the way, I'm not being serious. I like to poke fun at how people think very highly of themselves sometimes. You know, gamers are like, don't you know I'm Diamond in League of Legends? Like, I don't care, mate. I don't care, and I think it's a problem that you care a lot. So, yeah, it's all about being humble, man. You've got to stay humble. Yeah, don't get me wrong. People do disagree, and people have fallen out. Not you know, in a big way, but people fall out because, you know, they disagree with how to build certain ways, or, you know, when I play my game, I play like this. The reason why we have captains in captains games are the captains are the most experienced players. So on the South, it's the soldier, and on the North, it's Enkling, and they guide the build. And if there's ever an argument, just go over to your captain and ask them for some resolution, and it's not their job to resolve the issue. So we try and make this a good space, you know, a good fun place to be. And we resolve. Rarely do we ban people, mate. Rarely are there bans. I banned one person once because they drew a swastika on the ground. Like, don't do that. Just don't. You can do whatever you want in life, you know. I don't want to control people. I don't want to stop people from saying what they believe in, you know. But it's a video game, man. We're here for fun. Don't fucking do that. Like, be cool. be a nice add to society. Be a nice human being, you know. You know, calling people idiots and, oh, you're all morons. You don't know how to play the game. Oh, come on, mate. Just cheer up. You can be anything you want. Try and be a good teammate. You know, try and be a good teammate. Exactly. And you know, I know it sounds obvious, but I didn't even want to talk to the guy. I was like, you've joined our game. We have a way of checking stats to see if somebody's played a lot. This was his first ever game. He could have been some edgy 12-year-old who thought it was funny, or it could be a grown man who actually believes that. I don't want to get into it. The answer is goodbye. Dunning-Kruger effect, yeah. It's a very good comparison. Oh dear. Oh shit, my food's on. Right, my food is ready. I need to really quickly go and turn off my oven and hopefully not burn myself. I would recommend we all take like a quick 2-minute break. Grab some water, grab some food if you need to. I need to get my food out of the oven. And what I'll do is, whilst I eat, I'll scan around. I'll keep the music going, but I won't keep my mic on because nobody wants to hear me eating. So, yeah, I'll be back in 2 minutes. I'll leave this zoomed out so that you can kind of see the overview of the entire game. And once I've got my food out the oven, I'll be back very soon. So yeah, I will see you guys in a minute or two. Alright, I am back. And like I said, what I'll do, if you want to see something on the map, just type it into chat and I'll head over and I'll take a look. But for the next couple of minutes, I'm starving. I need to get some food on, otherwise I'm going to wither away and there'll be no person to move into my new house. So yeah, I'll start zooming around a bit. Let's take a look at the Evo real quick. What are we looking at here? 96 on the north, 62 on the south. Okay. All right, I'll be back on mic very soon. And like I said, if you want to see anything, just type it in, and I'll zoom around for the next couple of minutes. I burnt my mouth. Oh, that's horrible. Oh, shit. Okay, let's take a look. We've had some sends. I need this to cool down real quick. Mutagen log. Max sent 450. His team then told him to stop sending yellow, so I feel like that's kind of run its course. Neuro with the big send. Doesn't really change the dial. Adds close to 1,000 bucks onto the other side though, but Red Wraith did go down as well. So we're just waiting for the turret, the silo production, and it is, yeah, the North are actually kind of sneaking ahead here. Does that mean they're going to build the first rocket? Stranger things have happened. It happened. Just noticed something as well. Sorry. So let's take a pause. These guys can't build any more mixed builds in the alignment that they are. So they're having Blitzy build mixed builds behind them. Which Runeboggler does have room to expand. No, he doesn't, does he? I guess he could on the other side of this belt. But they have a lot of resources here, though. I mean, you could expand production here if you wanted to. But I think that it really depends on how fast you can churn stuff out. Now, this is going to be very, very close when it comes to rockets. Like seriously close, I think. And it's just about trying to get everything built, up and running, produced, beaconed. I think the South are ahead a tiny amount, and I really mean tiny. I'm gonna get back to my food, but yeah, that's my take on this right now. I would have liked to have had this up and running about 10-15 minutes ago, but it's fine because they've had attacks and stuff, so they haven't had it all their way. But considering we're looking at doing one in main as well, like, do we have prod 3s for this? Oh, fish and couscous. I burnt my mouth. Yeah. Like, oh, this is gonna taste awesome. Oh, my face. Yeah, so I think that, in my estimation, South are ahead in terms of resources, but yeah, that's the thing. Also, the South have their rocket silo down right now. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Whilst I eat, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to just stay here, and we're going to see how long it takes them to build their rocket, right? Or are they going to wait? Why is it not building? Are they not turning these on? Dude, you can go now, like, you can start this up right now. See what Jemmy Boy is worried about. Okay, right. We're close, boys. We're very close. Let me pull up the team stats thing as well, and I'll move that to the side. What we'll do is we'll just... I know it's a busy screen, so apologies if there's a lot going on here, but I just want to see silo production. Oh, we don't have it. That's fine. We'll use the reduced menu here. This is the tail of the game, and it's begun. Right, I'm gonna keep eating. Let's time this rocket. Let's see what time it comes out, and how long it takes number 2. Because the first one is, you normally have a couple of like buffered chests. The second and third will show you how much you have and how long it takes to produce the individual. So yeah, this is gonna be scary. This is really close near the end. %90 already. That is scary quick. Very, very quick. Okay, there it is. Just finishing off my food. The timing really hits once this goes in the air. So it's produced around about 225. Very good timer for a rocket. And either at 225 or just on ticking over of 226. South got there first. Since you've mentioned printing stuff, I've been going at it again. Oh, I'm so excited. I've moved it to the new place. I'm just going to start doing everything there. Right, rocket number 1 at 225, probably the middle of 225, and 1,000 white signs comes back and they send it instantly. There's no messing about. I was going to wait here, but might have to check on north. 15-point increase, 48,000. Do we wait here? They have enough stuff for rocket number 2. Let's just go over to north and see what we like, what we don't like. Some of this wall isn't even built. You could come over here and build this wall manually. That's probably the best way to go about this. Sending the first 1,000 though, I mean, these guys are behind, aren't they? Let's be honest. They must have finished researching the silo back. They haven't. Oh dear, hang on a minute. Why? You have like huge labs, massive labs. They're just not on. Just not on. It's purple. Purple's the issue. Oh dear, they're miles behind now. They were going blow for blow, and then it got to the end of the research, and they just. That's gutting. Do they have enough for a rocket? They probably do, don't they? They have enough for one at least. Alright, I'm heading back. Hey, Toucan, how's it going, mate? Ah, yeah, frightening. Second rocket's just been sent. I think now. Oh, sorry, it's being sent. It's being built. Yeah, this is it. South, I think they're just going to take the lead here. I'm just going to finish off my food whilst we count like the amount of resources left over. So give me 2 minutes and then I'll get rid of this plate and we'll see the game out.
I'm a stranger, here to win, here to sin. Oh, hey, gonna make it. Game is on, I can't go wrong. I may just seem to play it cool. I may just rewrite all the rules. Money maker, so but never tell. I heard a rumor. Money maker, watch me cast a spell. Rumor, money maker, gotta pay to play.
Hey guys, welcome. I'm just finishing off a little bit of food, but yeah, we've seen 2 rockets get sent. They didn't even wait. They got a rocket. Oh, there we go. They're in. Are they fully? Yeah, they're fully in. It's always a shoulder. It's always the edge of the base, the right angle. Just in time, man. Just in time. But yeah, they have been completely broken into now. And again, we're not far away really from main base. I mean, look. Just down here. So one area has been broken into. Another has bosses. There's just not enough stuff. 2 or 3 lines of lasers at this point really isn't going to cut the mustard, and this is carnage, mate. This is carnage. I'll finish my food once this is done, because we're not looking at this being done from far away. I'll try not to chew on the... They're upgraded well. They're not upgraded maximally, but they are upgraded well. So that's there. Oh, yeah. Okay. It's just a real shame that the research still... I mean, they've just finished silo research, right? 5 minutes after. That's such a wonder. The North's research slowed down to the point where they just didn't have... Oh, that's tragic. You've got bosses and waves right next to the only hope that the North really have. And there's a revive chance of 13% on some of these larger bugs, so once they're done chewing through this, and they will with all these health bars, that looks pretty tasty, doesn't it? Pretty crunchy snack, and another 1,000 goes for it. They've been beaten to the punch. It's silo research and threat farming. Silo research and threat farming. I'll have to watch this one back, but this is yeah, this is crazy close. And there's no, you can kite them definitely, yeah, and you can stick more lasers down, but that is uncomfortably close to a very important piece of kit. Yeah, just here. I know. These are good players, however, so I can imagine they do repel. They're not dead in the water, but that's what's happening here. Let's take a look at main. I believe they've defused that bomb, if you want to kind of call it that. Look at carnage here. GG Runeboggle, I know. Hey, GG this base. Holy crap. That body, you never want a body that large, that close to the silo. That's just not, not ideal. Just to stick another playlist on for now. I'm not buying that product. And again, though, we do have some tricks up our sleeve of our own. But yeah, they've been beaten to the punch here. They're any way back? Not really, to be honest. Like, the walls are too thin, too anemic. It's begun though. Begun. I mean, if they can fuel a satellite, they might be able to get a shot off, but you know, if you look at how one wave of bugs ripped through the wall here, like, they'll come again. They will come again. They're not far off. Oh, it's like nightmare mode. North are just getting ransacked at the moment. Just run down. This is GG's. They may get one parting shot off by sending a rocket, but they're right on top of your mixed. They're right on top of your laser production. If this goes down, Jesus, there's no defending. And it will. They've had enough of the lasers. Yeah. Don't worry, mate. When I'm moved into my new place, I'm going to start doing strats. I'm going to start calling out some things because I believe the current meta is slightly wonky towards passive games. And I believe, in my own estimation, and I've won through doing this, there are ways and certain timings that you can kind of use to your own advantage by pushing the pressure onto the opposition. And it's easy to say that. I'm going to try and demonstrate that as well. Not with spam, not with everybody make a yellow spam outpost and we'll just beat them like that. But there are some sensible ways of getting about pushing the pressure. But yeah, I mean, Runeboggler fees 1,000. White signs to the south. The south go to 98% from 60. Eaten into a little bit of the threat, but not a huge amount. And yeah, Ling. It's a shame because it's like 5 in the morning where he is, or 6 in the morning. Like, this guy is an absolute trooper. One of the most winning captains as well at Enkling, so we might have lost today, but genuine speaking, his record speaks for itself. Great player, a veteran of the game. And sometimes you just get beaten, man. You just gotta take your licks. How's power looking? Yeah. It's like one of those memes, like everything's fine. If we, in fact, everything was not in fact fine. Base is getting shredded, yeah, it's over, boys. Tried your best, but the dam has leaked. Dam has burst, sorry. Leaked about 20 minutes ago, it's absolutely burst now. Are the outposters having any problem? Yeah, of course they are. Rocket number 2 is on its way. Fuel is a bit of an issue. They've got enough probably to make a second rocket in time, but that base is just under attack again, and yeah. GG's, well played, everyone. Again, stranger things have happened. I've seen people win from positions like this, but not often. Rarely. Ah, the side swipe. That's a very good point. Yeah. They've built 5 parts out of 100. RCUs being the slowest element to it. It's weird because you almost got your mechanic off. You almost got your game-winning mechanic by having a double rocket. But I think that the South have just kind of been with you or slightly ahead of you for most of this. And this is just carnage. The problem is that, you know, do you have as many lasers to stick back down again? Bots are going to start to die. Obviously, they'll start hitting the bots and taking out your bot networks. Sag. So it's kind of, yeah. It's not a huge amount you can do about it now. They're just degrading. Degrading? Fucking hell, mate. Get a grip. They're degrading. I can speak English sometimes. Although it's my language, so I get to butcher it, right? They're degrading stockpiles that either side has. And the North, there's no way. Oh, the Lake of Mystery and Wonder. Dude, stop killing them here, man. Like, you're filling the lake in. They're dropping fucking... I would seriously stop killing them here. You have a chance. The lake is giving you a chance. They're mesmerized by the fish. Oh, dear. They'll make it across eventually, though. That's kind of wild. I mean, they've got bigger problems on their hands, like, you know, this whole thing being smashed up, but... Just large waves of bosses, spitters, they're just going to crash down into the main base now. Once they start hitting power, for instance, and there's a lot of power around here, you won't be able to fuel these lasers, you won't be able to fund them. You're struggling at the moment? No. Still though. Oh dear, yeah, that's terrible. So even if you kill them, they come back. It's nightmarish, mate. It's nightmarish. Beyond that too, if you get touched with a little bit of acid, you know, it doesn't take long for you to die, as we saw there from Prox. It's just the unstoppable force. You know, there are no draws in biter battles, unfortunately. Or fortunately. We always have a big bang at the end. Yeah, not necessarily lost for words, but it is just kind of the inevitable. Some people are asking for the game to be sped up because, you know, they're going to take their time meandering towards the objective, but yeah, it's not long. This plucky little silo with 21 parts in it, yeah, gets absolutely devastated. And that's so much carnage. I mean, look at that. They are inches away from taking out the only thing that you have left. Bodeka goes down. just tearing up your D. All of the defense are getting ripped to pieces here. The thing as well is the waves are dense. You know, you're not getting a wave of like 10, you're getting a wave of like 40 to 50. And they just keep on coming. Munching away, nibbling away at all of your precious little walls, miners, robopawns, you name it, they want to eat it. Yeah, very tasty. I don't know what's in them, but they enjoy it. They're coming back for seconds. And as I say before, like, the waves don't need to make it all the way in. They just need to slam into stuff and then just degrade them. So, you know, if wave 1 breaks into the wall, wave 2 breaks into defenses, wave 3 breaks into production, it's only a matter of time before they're on top of your objective. So what we're seeing here now is they don't need to effectively win by completing the race. They just need to slowly but surely degrade the area. And yeah, some of them aren't even moving because there's just so fucking many of them. Yeah, so North aren't long for this world. Yeah, they're lucky they've kept hold of their mixers. But unlucky that they're going to lose everything else. And it is lagging, oh dear. Okay, power's about to go down. And they can't afford to lose these lasers, it's just heartbreaking, really. You can't take your eyes off it. There's something very, I don't know about you guys, but there's something very cathartic about watching enormous nightmare bugs just ripping through areas. And I don't know if it's like symbolic or what, but this is what happens when I eat spicy curry. It tears through my devastating. Yeah, it has a devastating effect. We're about to lose. I agree with you, Space Dog, you might be about to lose. But a gallant effort nonetheless, you know. By losing a game, that doesn't mean that you play badly. Or particularly that the other team just bested you. Sometimes it's a timing thing. Sometimes it literally is something as simple as the way that you position your base. You know, the way that you've designed where you are is too large and too cumbersome to defend. And yeah. We did, for those of you who were here at the beginning, I need to make a video about all the things I predicted that would happen that have happened, because it would be quite a long video for this game. Oh dear. Yeah, not long now. Are we going to get a rocket from here? I doubt it. I absolutely doubt it. I think that we're not far away from these guys, just pathing slowly but surely towards. And in terms of like white science that's been made, 6 rockets to 1 of North. You know, that 5 to 6 minutes gap between silos being researched really did impact them. Really did impact them. And Marek, I wouldn't be too worried about what the North have and what they don't have. It's game, mate. You can't defend main, then you can't. Enkling being an absolute hero. Made 3 sent 1. Got you. I was going to say. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Like, I want to believe that the North can pull back some amazing underdog kind of storyline here and defend the bugs. Like, if they hit this rocket silo, you lose, right? And they're this close. Meanwhile, the South are sat behind all of these lasers, all of these walls, and they're sending rockets, creating bugs strong enough to get into your base here. So if they can get here now at 202%, I don't see it happening. This has just been absolutely ripped apart. And they keep coming. They're not slowing down. So I want to be optimistic. I want to say, you know, we've got this in the bag, boys. Just hold on. It's like a roller coaster, you know, we're going down, but in a few more minutes we're going to go back up again now. Just game, boys. And if, and I want to put this as a caveat, if the North manage to save this and somehow win, I'm going to say that this is one of the greatest games I have ever witnessed with my own two eyes. This could go down as an historic game that we all need to watch back and just look at how the fuck a team that has got nothing defensively somehow built enough rockets to pull the South out and also challenge their defenses where, you know, they could be weak in some areas. So yeah, I would love to see that happen. The absolute the yo-yo of emotions that I would go through. But sadly that's not going to happen today. One day it will. One day I will cast the best game ever of this, and I look forward to that day. But it is not Saturday today. It's like one of those fucking like flatteners, you know, road flatteners. They're just, hey, building, fuck you. Today is a day, but it is not that day. I think the best game I've ever seen is Big Game 4, about a year ago. I'm trying to upload some of the old videos, so bear with me on that, because I'm trying to get some of the older ones up. If you have a look on the YouTube channel, I've put up 2 recent ones. I just don't like the quality. They're a bit low in quality. So, oh, okay. They're in the positive now, the South, though. Do you know what? The best game ever. It was easy win, though. I'd never say that to the opposition. It wasn't a good game because it was an easy peasy win. I remember I was like, okay, I'll be captain. The moment I landed on North, we'd already won. So technically, strategically, probably yes. I'm so humble, I'd rather give that accolade to somebody else. Yeah, that's how I'm going to frame it. I'm far too humble to be known as the best player and have the best game ever, even though I definitely have. So yeah, we'll let somebody else take that. Maybe the soldier has played the best. Yeah, the bug's getting close. Very close. Too close for comfort, if you ask me, and more come down as they rain on in through the base, rampaging towards the rocket silo. And yeah, how many rocket parts do you think we're going to get to? 69? Oh, nice. Is this guy going to do it on his own? Oh, what an absolute mad lad. He's going for it. He's red health. Silo's at 1200, 800, 400. Somebody's healing it. GG. I can show you a North win. Here, have a look at this YouTube. Oh no, that's the Discord. I'll grab my YouTube channel real quick and I will show you a North win. Because I'm on the team. I didn't want to play. Fighter battles. Have a look at. I think the title of the game is I'm on North. Something like I'm on North, but it starts all the way through from the beginning of the game all the way to the end of the game. You see how you can influence the game and also kind of. So well played, everyone. I like the new overlay. This is really cool. We get to really break down the game. Take a screenshot if you like. If not, I'll just sit here for a couple of seconds. This is awesome. This is really, really cool. I'm glad that we've managed to, I mean, look at this. How many nuclear reactors you have, how many are on. You know, when you built your first robot, it kind of is all important. It tells a story. You know, it tells a story from one side to the other. You know, when you got your first white signs. So yeah. Right. I have a question for everyone. Who are we raiding today? We're going to try and make somebody's day by raiding them. So, do you guys have any friends of yours who are streaming? Let's find somebody. Any suggestions? Throw them out. I'm more than happy to raid somebody with like one viewer or. Let's raid Califabop. He just won the game. Yeah, let's raid Califabop. And we will be doing a second captain game as well. So yeah, thanks for joining me. I might have internet next. I'll have moved house by the time we next speak, so I'll hopefully have internet back then. If not, I might be gone for a week because I'm moving house and unpacking boxes. But at the moment I can start streaming again, I will. But thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And yeah, feel free to say hi to Califer Bob. He's got 2 viewers. Let's make that a bit more. Let's give him a big thumbs up. Well played, mate. Really, really good job. And yeah, I see you guys at the next one. Have a good weekend. Bye.
Oh, Ghosty right there. Thanks for the raid, Ghosty.
That was a good game. GG. Yeah.
GG.
GG.